Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Ross Memorial Park. It is day 3 of the PAC Baseball Championships, and in our first contest of the day, the St. Vincent Bearcats take on the Thomas More Saints. I'm Randy Gore along with Justin Pyles for all of the day's action. St. Vincent winning an exciting contest last night over the Teal Tomcats 5-4. That was our first elimination game of the tournament, and the Bearcats survive as they face the Thomas More Saints today. The Saints 28-13 overall, the Bearcats 19-19 overall, as Thomas More winning in day 1 emphatically, 14-1 over the Teal Tomcats, but falling in day 2 to the W&J Presidents 10-1. So this is our second elimination game. The winner will face the W&J Presidents in the championship round later on this afternoon at 3 p.m. And where we go from there will be determined, obviously, from our action here this afternoon. But two very tough teams, and we talked with Joe Shalley, the head coach of the Teal Tomcats, before this tournament started, and asked him about the fact that his team had the best record against the other 3 competitors in this tournament with a 7-2 record. And he said, that's all well and good, but it doesn't matter now that the tournament has started. Well, that team with the best head-to-head record is gone, the first team to be eliminated. And St. Vincent, who has the worst head-to-head record of all the teams in this tournament, they have survived at least to this point. They face the Thomas More Saints today.
Still sticking around with two gutsy pitching performances yesterday. Jared Haller starting, going 8 2/3, and then Gary Gerhardt, the starter in their game on Thursday, coming in, getting that last out. Not without a little bit of we're not little up in the air if that was gonna happen. Didn't leave a couple guys on base at the end of that game, but without any doubt, now they're here, ready to face Thomas More, and who knows if Gerhardt could be available again out of the bullpen for a quick save. He certainly looked good. I think, personally, he looked stronger. Maybe it's because it was going to be such a short outing, knowing that he just needed 1 out, but I thought he looked stronger out here on the mound last night, getting that final out. Good pop on his fastball, so who knows. But when you get in these elimination games, obviously Thomas Moore's in the same boat with the 1 loss already in the tournament. You have all hands on deck. You may have to piecemeal a rotation together or an order of pitchers coming out of your bullpen, and it might be for just a batter or two, whoever's healthy enough and effective enough to get the outs you need.
Yeah, and to recap last night's contest briefly, St. Vincent against the Tomcats jumped out to a 4-1 lead. Then Teal trying to chip away. They cut it to 4-2 with a solo homer by Eric King in the 6th. St. Vincent got that run right back in the bottom of the 6th with an RBI single by Tanner Master. Then in the 7th, a solo homer by Trent Smith cut it to 5-3. And then the anxious moments in the 9th inning began with Nick Rossmiller at second base in 2 outs. Pinch hitter Trent Mosley doubled to right center to score Rossmiller to make it 5-4. And then with Mosley at second, Cody Trench with a infield single that moved Mosley to third, runners at the corners, and on that infield single is a great job by Brad Burkhart to keep it to an infield single. If that ball gets through or kicks away from him, Mosley scores and the game is tied. But as a result of that effort by Burkhart, kept runners at the corners, and Gerhardt, as you talked about, Justin, was able to pump up the gas and strike out Dan Kohler for the final out of the ball game as Gerhardt came on in relief of Jared Haller, who pitched a terrific ball game last night for the win, went 8 2/3, and Gerhardt with the save, his first of the season. So tournament action, it's what it was all about last night with the St. Vincent victory over the Teal Tomcats, an exciting game, and we're looking forward to more similar action here this afternoon as Thomas More will serve as the home team in this contest against the St. Vincent Bearcats. And we'll run down for you the starting lineups here momentarily as, again, the Bearcats with a 19-19 overall mark. Thomas More 28-13. The Thomas More Saints right now defensively headed out to the field, and then we'll have the national anthem shortly at Ross Memorial Park. And with that, we're going to pause for a quick break. We'll be back with the lineups on the PAC Sports Network. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just-for-guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Welcome back to Ross Memorial Park. David Etchide is the starting pitcher for the Thomas More Saints today and taking his warm-ups after the conclusion of the national anthem. And let's give you the starting lineup for the St. Vincent Bearcats, which David Etchide will be facing in this top of the first. Leading off and playing second base is A.J. Kavinsky. Batting second and playing third base is Nick Biemendorfer. Brad Burkhardt at short hits third. Andrew Kazusko is the cleanup man. He'll be catching. Jordan Britcher out in left hits fifth. Grant Crawley in the sixth spot plays first base. Designated hitter Nolan Russell hits seventh. Batting eighth is Vince Murphy. He's out in center field. And in right field for the Bearcats, it's Tanner Master. He'll hit ninth in front of starting pitcher Joey Fear. Again, for St. Vincent, it's Kavinsky, Biemendorfer, Burkhardt, Kazusko, Britcher, Crawley, Russell, Murphy, and Master. The batting order for the Thomas More Saints, who will serve as the home team here at Ross Memorial Park. Leading off and playing shortstop is David Kennett. Batting second out in left field is Jason Handley. Ryan Darner hits third and plays right field. Center fielder Cody Macon in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth is Travis Miller. He'll play third base. At first base, Craig Heisen hits sixth. Marcus Wolfel in the seventh spot will play second base. Designated hitter Nick Connor in the eighth spot. And Brad Popham bats ninth. He'll be catching for starting pitcher David Etchide. And Etchide has concluded his warm-ups and ready to go. Etchide, for the most part this year, has performed out of the bullpen and a fantastic bullpen pitcher for Jeff Hetzer and the Thomas More Saints. But in a tournament setting, and we were talking about this off air, and we'll talk about it now, good coaching decision because when you have one of your best arms, really one of the best arms in the conference, you like to use him in multiple inning situations or in as many innings as you can. So why not start him here in the tournament?
Yeah, he's a fresh arm. He hasn't been seen in either game of the tournament so far, and if St. Vincent gets ahead here, ends up winning the game, Thomas More never gets a chance to use their closer in a closer situation. So what you want to do is fire all the bullets you have, and they certainly have a fresh one here with number 4 on the mound, 17 appearances, just one start on the year, but was effective in that one start, shutting down W&J over 6 innings.
A.J. Kavinsky takes a strike on the first pitch, and on the 0-1, pulls it down the right field line. Fair ball. Kavinsky chugging towards second base, fielding that one in right field is Ryan Darner. Stand-up double for A.J. Kavinsky to start the ball game. So Kavinsky says, well, Mr. Etchide, I like all your numbers and all, but I could care less. Here's a double to start you out.
In 43 innings, Etchide just 6 walks, and we've touched on that several times with different members of the Saints staff. They're going to throw you strikes. They're not going to walk a whole lot of hitters, so be ready as a St. Vincent Bearcat hitter. You got to be ready once you get in the box to take some hacks at the ball because these pitchers are going to be around the strike zone.
Nick Biemendorfer will bat next for the Bearcats. Is Etchide the conference leader in ERA, 1.47 ERA. Breaking ball up over the head of Biemendorfer as he ducks underneath it, the right-handed hitting third baseman. Etchide 5-1, as Justin mentioned, 17 appearances with 1 start, 6 saves in 43 innings, 46 strikeouts, 6 walks. So good control, good strikeout totals. Takes a look at the runner at second, 1-0 pitch fouled away by Biemendorfer. 1 ball, 1 strike. Biemendorfer hitting .324 for the season, 1 home run, 17 RBIs.
Saw sacrifice situations out of Biemendorfer earlier in the tournament. Kind of surprised he wasn't showing bunt there. Swinging away with 1 strike, or with 1 ball. Now it is 1-1.
Leadoff double by Kavinsky, and spinning off the mound is Etchide to look Kavinsky back towards second. And figuring that runs might be few and far between today, I agree with you. Surprised that we haven't seen the bunt yet, but
still opportunity.
Yeah, still 1-1 the count. Etchide from the stretch brings the 1-1 curveball off the plate, 2-1. St. Vincent in their black uniform tops, green numerals and lettering, and white trim with the white pinstripe pants. The Thomas More Saints, traditional home white jerseys with the royal blue numerals and lettering and black trim.
I like these Saints jerseys. I like the ones yesterday they had with the blue tops, kind of the opposite of what they have on now, but looking sharp either way.
2-1 check swing, didn't mean to, but holds, tried to hold up, but makes contact, rolls it foul behind home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 0-0 just underway. Kavinsky with a leadoff double to start this contest. Beamendorfer trying to do something here with Kavinsky in scoring position. Glad you can be with us again today on the PAC Sports Network. I'm Randy Gore along with Justin Pyles for today's action. Etchai deals the 2-2. Fouled away again, trying to aim for that outside edge. And a little bit of break to it. Beamendorfer gets a piece of it. Obviously, this is the first time we've had the chance to see Etchai pitch. Looks like he has pretty good break, but a sharp breaking ball at that.
Good speed on his fastball, too.
Here's the 2-2. Fastball ground ball to third, played by Travis Miller. He'll look the runner back to second, but then airmail the throw to first. Headed to third is Kavinsky. He's held up there. Moving to second is Beamendorfer on the throwing error by Travis Miller.
That's a double-sided throwing error, too. Not only do you not get Beamendorfer at first base, and he is allowed to move up to second, but Kavinsky, with that ground ball going to third, he had to hold at second base. So not only is there no out at first base, both runners get to move up an additional base. Beamendorfer to second, Kavinsky now to third.
2 in scoring position for Brad Burkhart, nobody out. Burkhart, a .309 hitter, 2 homers and 20 RBIs.
Saw that an issue yesterday for Miller, too. He airmailed a throw to first base in the Saints game. It's something that's stuck with him to today.
First pitch breaking ball, a strike to Burkhart.
Corner infielders. Miller's back a little bit at third base. He's about halfway. Craig Heisen at first is in front of the baseline. Looking to hold the runners. Middle infielders about halfway.
0-1. Breaking ball well up high, 1-1. And Miller had a fantastic day in day 1 against Teal, anchoring the hot corner, but an error yesterday and now an error here in the first inning against St. Vincent. Bearcats a scrappy team. And usually when they're given opportunities like this, they come through. 1-1 to Burkhart. Fly ball down the right field line. Slicing foul, but it stays fair and drops and rolls toward the corner. Kavinsky scores, so does Beamendorfer. And in fact, the Bearcats do come through with the extra out granted on the air. Burkhart drives in a pair. It's 2-0 St. Vincent.
Little inside out on that swing, and that had a hard, sharp tail to it, slicing towards that foul line, just tucked it inside that right field line, bouncing fair and then rolling in foul territory. So 2 RBI double for Burkhart, and the Bearcats strike first. Like you said, given the opportunity, they'll pounce, and did exactly that.
Andrew Kazusko, a .309 batter. Team leader in home runs with 4, also has 23 RBIs. He takes a strike on the inside part of the plate. Kazusko had a 2-run single in last night's game for St. Vincent against Teal. 0-1, fly ball to right. Toward the line goes Darner. He'll camp under, make the catch, tagging from second and trying for third is Burkhart. He'll get there. 1 out in the inning. Burkhart at third for Jordan Britcher.
Another inside-out swing. Breaking ball that time to the inner half of the plate. Kazusko took that inside pitch deep to right field. Good bat on that. Allowed Burkhart to tag and go to third. It's an important tag up with nobody out. Now 1 out. And he's able to come home if a sacrifice fly opportunity presents itself.
Etchai has allowed only 7 runs all season. He's given up 2 in this first inning so far to St. Vincent. Pitch a strike at the knees to left-handed swinging Jordan Britcher. Infield playing in for Thomas More. Across the infield at third, Travis Miller. At short, David Kennett. Marcus Wolfel at second. Craig Heisen at first. The catcher, Brad Popham, 0-1. Strike on the outside third. Outfield from left to right is Jason Handley, Cody Macon, and Ryan Darner.
Backdoor breaking ball that time from Ed Scheid. Throws the left-handed hitting Britcher.
Ground ball past the mound, fielded by second baseman Wolfel. Has a little trouble with it, recovers, then throws to first. The initial juggle takes away any opportunity of going home, and he was looking home at first wanted to go that direction, but once he juggled it, that took care of that. So it's an RBI ground out for Jordan Britcher. So even with the infield pulled in, they field it but can't get the out at home. Out goes 4-3 at first. Bases are cleared. 3-0 St. Vincent.
He's looking towards home and couldn't find the baseball, get a good, clean grip on it. I think he was checking to see if the runner was coming home from third and just diverted his attention enough to not field the ball cleanly and ended up having to go to first.
Grant Crawley fouls off the 0-1 pitch. So running on contact, Burkhart trots home. 3-0 St. Vincent. Grant Crawley batting .252. Gets the start at first base today as Joey Fear is on the mound. We'll see him in the bottom of the first. 0-2 pitch, missing narrowly inside.
And both pitchers today, Fear for St. Vincent and Etchide for Thomas More, were part of the lineup in the batting order. Etchide DH and Fear played first, not in either batting order today.
1-2 pitch, wave and a miss for strike 3. Crawley down on strikes for strikeout of the day for Etchide, but the Bearcats score 3 in the top of the first. 3 runs on 2 hits in air, and nobody left on. After the top of the first, it's St. Vincent 3, Thomas More nothing. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAt Productions. TimeAt Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeatproductions.com.
The Washington Wild Things open a brand new season of Frontier League Baseball on May 17th and play their home opener on Friday, May 24th, when the Wild Things welcome the Southern Illinois Miners to Consol Energy Park. The 2013 season boasts plenty of fun for the family, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks on Fridays, and special giveaways throughout the summer. Not to mention the Frontier League All-Star Game on July 17th. For tickets, call 866-456-WILD. That's 866-456-WILD.
3-0 St. Vincent as we move to the bottom of the first. The Thomas More Saints will take to the plate for the first time today. Saints trailing by 3 as Joey Fear gets the start for the St. Vincent Bearcats today. Fear making his 7th start of the season. He's 2-2 with a 3.72 ERA, tops on the Bearcats pitching staff in ERA. 46 innings, has allowed 39 hits, 24 runs, 19 earned with 10 walks and 25 strikeouts. And the left-hander will face David Kennett to start, the shortstop for the Thomas More Saints. Kick and the pitch, up at the letters, ball 1.
No fear. Sure, St. Vincent would like Fear to go multiple innings here, obviously with a good start, but the way their bullpen situation is, I don't know if there's too many more arms down there that would be able to go multiple innings.
1-0 pitch missing away for ball 2.
Big part of that would be that first game. St. Vincent used 5 pitchers for the first game of their tournament.
David Kennett on the 2-0, watches it for a strike. Kennett hitting .323. No home runs, 30 RBIs. Good table setter for the Thomas More Saints. Watches a strike on the inside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Kennett. Once he's on the bases, good speed threat. 10 stolen bases this year for Kennett. Trying to reach here against Joey Fear. 2-2 pitch off the plate, outside 3-2. Bearcats scoring 3 runs in the top of the first, 2 of which unearned. Payoff pitch up and away, ball 4, so leadoff walk for Kennett.
Yeah, getting 3 runs to work with. Joey Fear needs to settle down and throw some strikes across the plate. Last thing you want to do is give those 3 runs right back here in the bottom of the first.
Now, Fear is a battler out on the mound, as we understand. Guy will throw a fastball change, slow breaking ball, try to keep opposing hitters off balance. A savvy lefty. As the first pitch, a strike to Jason Handley. Handley batting .313 for the year, 2 homers and 17 RBIs. 0-1 pitch and a soft liner to second. Fielded by Kavinsky. Quick throw to first, not in time. Good reaction there by the base runner Kennett getting back to the base. Soft liner is out number 1 on Handley.
How many of those have we seen this tournament where there's been a soft line drive to an infielder and they've been able to double up a runner at first base? That time, Kenneth being able to head first slide back in just ahead of that throw, but that's happened on multiple occasions throughout the tournament.
Ryan Darner watches a strike at the knees, and many of the times those fielders have been aided by those soft liners really taking them in the direction they want to throw, as that soft liner did. Kavinsky fielded it to his left, taking him toward the first base bag. But again, good reaction by Kennett. Pickoff throw in the dirt. Good stop by Crawley. Saves a base, maybe 2.
We were talking about off the broadcast before the game started about how great a defensive first baseman Fear has been the first couple games and taking him off first. Crowley right there using his glove. That ball's in the dirt. That could kick down the line.
Pitch in the dirt and down the third base side, so that'll move Kennett to second base anyway. Wild pitch advances the runner 90 feet. Darner, good run producer for the Thomas More Saints. .369 hitter, tops in batting average for the Saints. Also leads the team in base hits, 55. Tied for the team leader runs scored and tied in home runs with 5 of those. Here's a 2-hopper played by Kavinsky at second. Throw to first. 2 outs. Advancing to third on the ground out is Kennett. It's 3-0 St. Vincent. Thomas More trying to chip away into that lead, as here is Cody Macon. He is the conference leader in RBIs with 45. And we've been talking about this. Darner and Macon, who have been big-time run producers, without an RBI in the tournament so far.
They've had opportunities, too. Had multiple chances with runners on second, on third throughout the tournament, just unable to get it done.
Fear brings strike 1 now on the 0-1 pitch from the southpaw. This one plunks Macon on the back. Breaking ball that got away from him. Macon hit by a pitch. Runners at the quarters now for Travis Miller.
That one looked bad, leaving the hand. Fear just lost that one, slipped out of his hand. Didn't have a whole lot of break on it. A lefty hitting the lefty Macon right in the back.
Travis Miller had an error in the top of the first, a chance to atone for that. With runners at the corners, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. It's 3-0 St. Vincent. And here is a high drive to deep left field. Britcher back. Consider the error equaled out. Travis Miller with a 3-run homer, and the game is tied 3 apiece.
That was a no-doubter. As soon as he hit it, he put his head down, started trotting, and Fear put his head down and didn't want to watch that baseball fly out of here. Left center field, out by those pine trees, and we're knotted up at 3.
What a way to put that error behind you. Leave that one in the field at the plate. First pitch, deep fly ball over the left field fence and gone. Game all squared up now, 3 apiece. Craig Heisen takes a strike on the outside corner. Heisen, a 300 hitter, no homers, 12 RBIs. 0-1. Breaking ball is strike 2. Travis Miller hitting his 3rd home run of the season. Give him RBIs 22, 23, and 24 for the year. 0-2 fly ball shallow center. Drops in for a base hit, so Heisen reaches out and pokes the 0-2 into center. Keeps the bottom of the first going, 3-3 game. Marcus Wolfel steps in next, hitting at a .328 clip. No home runs and 13 runs batted in. Joey Fear on the mound from the stretch, looks over at the runner at first, dancing off of first base. Pitch outside, ball 1 to Wolfel. Heisen without a stolen base this year. Short lead, still trying to gather the attention of Fear. 1-0 pitch, fly ball to center. In comes Murphy. Camps under it, makes the catch, hitting over. But the Thomas More Saints tie it up on one swing. 3-run homer by Travis Miller. Score after 1 inning. It's Thomas More 3, St. Vincent 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Vigigroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibitions, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything Vigigroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email Vigigroup at info@vigigroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for people with asthma. There are two main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not, and most medicines only treat one. At asthma.com, you'll find information about working with your doctor and treating both main causes of asthma symptoms, and how this can help prevent symptoms before they even start. This message brought to you by AAFA with funding and editorial support by GlaxoSmithKline. For more information, go to asthma.com.
3-3 after one inning. Nolan Russell will lead off for the St. Vincent Bearcats in the top of the second. If you're David Etchad for Thomas Moore, guy doesn't allow very many runs this season, earned or unearned or otherwise. Have to feel good about that 3 spot, that 3-run homer by Travis Miller in the bottom of the inning. Foul ball by Russell back to the screen, strike one.
I haven't seen a whole lot of first inning runs in this tournament. Usually the middle to late innings where we've seen the scoring, but 3-3 after the first inning. St. Vincent looking to recapture the lead here in the top of the second.
Breaking ball, a strike at the knees, 0-2 on Russell. Nolan Russell batting .264, no home runs, 10 RBIs. 0-2, low and away for a ball. St. Vincent is a team, a .292 hitting club. 1-2. Good curveball on the outside corner for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks going back to the first inning for Etchide. 2 strikeouts now and 1 away here in the second.
Yeah, just froze up Russell. Backdoor breaking ball to the lefty.
Vince Murphy, the team leader in average, hitting .355. He's had a fine tournament to this point. Takes a strike. Murphy, 2 hits against W&J. Was 1 for 3 against Teal last night with a run scored. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Etchide working on Murphy. Tanner Master waits on deck for the Bearcats. 1-1. Wave and a miss as Etchide ties him up. 1-2. St. Vincent making their second ever appearance in the PAC tournament this season. 1-2. 1 hopper fielded by Etchide to his left. He'll underhand flip it to Heisen covering the back. Handles that with the runner bearing down. 1-3 goes the out. 2 away in the second. 3-3 contest between Thomas More and St. Vincent. Last year, St. Vincent making some noise on the opening day of the tournament in their first ever appearance of the PACs with an opening day win over W&J as the 4 seed. Last night, knocking out the 2 seed, Teal Tomcats, in this year's tournament as Tanner Master takes a strike. This is certainly a group that battles the St. Vincent Bearcats. 0-1 ground ball foul, third base way. Runs the count to 0-2. Master, .256 batting average, no home runs, 15 RBIs. Etchide brings the 0-2 pitch, reaching out, ground ball toward the hole. Shortstop Kennett plays it, throw to first on 1 hop. Not sure if that would have been in time anyways. It's beyond the grasp of Heisen, and that is an infield single for Tanner Master.
Yeah, Master runs pretty well. As soon as that ball got into the hole at shortstop, I don't think Kennett had a shot to throw him out, even if that throw was on line. Hadn't shored up Heisen, so infield hit. Got speed on the bases as St. Vincent turns the order.
A.J. Kavinsky doubled in the first inning. Pulled a hard double down the right field line. St. Vincent 3, Thomas More 3 in the top of the second. Etchide from the stretch. Brings a strike at the knees. Brad Popham had a little trouble with that pitch, but strike call comes from home plate umpire Ron Whiting Jr. First base ump, Ron Brown. At second is Brad Swanson. Dave Kernan working the third base side. So your umpiring crew for today's game. Pitch outside for a ball.
Yeah, Popham's a good backstop back there. We've seen him make some nice plays keeping that ball in front of him. Strong arm.
Pickoff throw, backsliding and safely is Master. One from Etchide. Chopper third base side. In comes Miller. Will play it on the second hop. Throw to first is just in time to get Kavinsky, and that ends the inning. A 2-out infield single by Master. One left stranded after 1.5. It's Thomas More 3, St. Vincent 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden...
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
Don't wait. Call 911 immediately.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new Just for Guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
At Ross Memorial Park, it's 3-3 between the St. Vincent Bearcats and Thomas More Saints. Bottom of the second, Nick Connor leads off, and Connor takes a strike on the outside quarter. Good pitch from Joey Fear. As the Southpaw's 0-1 pitch. Bounding ball right side of the infield on 2 hops played by Crawley. He will take it himself at first base. 1 out in the bottom of the second. So Connor retired quickly, brings up number 9 hitter and catcher Brad Popham. Popham, a .231 batting average with a home run and 12 RBIs. Wide of the pitch from Fear. Change-up outside, ball 1. Popham, right-handed hitter. Hails from Edgewood, Kentucky. Went to Dixie Heights High School. Takes up and away for ball 2. Talked with Jeff Hetzer before this tournament started, the head coach of the Thomas More Saints. And has done a nice job recruiting year after year. Team that has been in the PAC Baseball Championships every year since they've joined the conference in 2006. Next pitch, a ball, 3-0 on Popham. Wide of the next offering. Misses for ball 4 inside, so a 1-out walk to Popham.
Yeah, strong program, not just in the conference, but also nationally. Won the conference tournament back-to-back years, 2010, 2011.
David Kennett walked and scored in the first. It's a 3-3 game in the bottom of the second. Fear deals outside, ball 1. We're also talking with Coach Hetzer about David Etchide and how he would potentially use him because of his success on the mound this year. Typically the closer for the Saints, and he also uses out of the pen Andy Ronker, who's just about equally as effective. And we saw Ronker working in relief last night, or yesterday afternoon rather, for the Saints, and he said that it really would depend on how he would use him. At that time we were speaking in terms of the bullpen, but Etchide gets the start today. As the 1-0 is a called strike.
When you play 14-1 and 10-1 games, you really don't have a use for a closer on either end. You don't need to hold a lead, and when you're down multiple runs, don't really need to burn them. So, good coaching move having him start today.
1-1 pitch low and in near the feet of right-handed hitting David Kennett.
And like we were saying earlier, if you end up dropping this game, again, you don't want to go home without throwing your best pitcher, arguably. So,
2-1 pitch from Fear. Ball 3.
Why not start him, man? He's been comfortable in a starting role, as evidenced in a game earlier this year.
It makes perfect sense. You get more innings out of your best pitcher in terms of ERA on the staff, or at least he's been this year the best pitcher. 3-1 upstairs, ball 4, back-to-back walks here by Fear has placed Popham and Kennett aboard.
Yeah, walks got him in trouble in the first inning. He ended up walking Kennett to start off the bottom of the first inning. And Kennett scored on that three-run bomb by Travis Miller.
Visit to the mound here for Joey Fear by the St. Vincent coaching staff. They need some innings out of Fear today, but not just innings, but quality innings. Gave up 3 runs on a 3-run homer to Travis Miller with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. It's a 3-3 game. Thomas Moore building up a threat, though. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Jason Handley due up next. And in reference to Etchide, as we were talking about using him, having him out there on the mound for more innings, you would have him more than likely pitch more innings today than he possibly could out of the bullpen. And as you said, in games with scores of 14-1 and 10-1, those aren't save situations. So you may be hanging on to an ace in the hole that you may never get to use. So why not start him? Fear delivers to Handley, pops it up first base side, will sail out of play.
And in an elimination type of scenario that we're in now, you don't want to save anybody. You can't save anybody for the next game because the next game may not come. You may end up dropping out of the tournament.
You can't save for tomorrow, or as you speak in professional terms, or save for the next game, in this case, later on this afternoon or tomorrow as well, because, as you said, there may not be a next game. Foul ball by Handley. Dribble behind home plate as he's now behind 0-2. Runners at first and second. Kennett Popham. 1 out, 3-3 Bearcats and Saints. Fear looks at the runner at second. Double takes, brings the 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Down on strikes is Handley. 2 outs now in the inning. First strikeout of the day for Fear.
I'd say that was an effective trip to the mound after back-to-back walks, getting a strikeout out of Fear. Sometimes helps those trips just to refocus the pitcher. Have him figure out what he needs to do, and it's effective there throwing strikes.
Pitch a called strike. I saw that for W&J yesterday. Jared Baird, who hit the bases loaded, hit 3 batters in an inning, then had a visit to the mound, and after that, cleaned things up very quickly and worked effectively in the innings thereafter. 0-1. Breaking ball stays high. (3-3) Bearcats and Saints in the bottom of the second inning. Second elimination game of the tournament. Winner will face W&J at 3 p.m. 1-1 pitch. Fear gets a ground ball up the middle. Diving effort by Burkhart, but that ball will squirt through. Here comes the throw home. It's cut off by Crawley. Trotting in as Brad Popham scores all the way from second. It's an RBI single for Ryan Darner, and the Saints lead it 4-3.
First RBI of the tournament for Darner. Didn't know if that one was going to get through. Fear almost got a glove on, and Burkhart diving attempt just to keep that ball in the infield, but ended up getting past him too. Able to score that runner from second.
So Darner comes through with his first RBI out of the 3 spot. Cody Macon, who still is without a ribby, hit by pitch and scored in the first. He takes ball 1. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, 4-3 Saints. Joey Fear brings the 1-0. And a soft one hopper right side of the infield played by Kavinsky. He will throw to the pitcher covering the bag and beating it out. Fear beats out the base runner Cody Macon at first. Well, good heads-up play there by your pitcher, Joey Fear, because that ball kind of dropped in no man's land between Kavinsky and Crawley. Kavinsky played it on one hop, but because Crawley ranged to his right, he was out of the play. Fear gets the job done. Final out goes 4-1 to end the inning. The Saints do grab the lead, though. 1 run on 1 hit and 2 left stranded. After 2 innings, it's Thomas Moore 4, St. Vincent 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
(4-3) Thomas More over the St. Vincent Bearcats as we move to the third inning. Nick Biemendorfer leads off against David Etchide. Etchide, wide of the offering, fastball low and away, ball one. Nice play defensively to end the bottom of the second, while the Saints had already scored one run. Get to that in a moment. Etchide brings the 1-0. Fastball inside this time for ball two. A fine play made by Kavinsky and also the pitcher Joey Fear at first base. Also doesn't hurt that Joey Fear is regularly the first baseman for the Bearcats and making that last play.
Sometimes that's it's a tough play for the pitcher coming over because he has to find the baseball in the base. Sometimes it's a tough play for the second baseman or whoever's feeding the pitcher the ball with the runner bearing down like that. The pitcher doesn't have a chance to set up or to throw it to him before he reaches the base.
2-1 fouled away for strike two. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Biemendorfer.
Yeah, so he's receiving the ball right as he's touching first base. So it was a good job by Kavinsky to give him a ball that he could handle and not lead him into the runner bearing down on him, basically.
Biemendorfer reached on an error in his first at-bat. Fouls off the 2-2 behind home plate.
Because usually on that play, you're feeding the pitcher more often than not before he gets to the base, or in some instances, he's on the base receiving the ball already like a first baseman.
Right-hander Etchide with the 2-2 breaking ball. Bends over the plate but high as Biemendorfer raised his arms outstretched to avoid the pitch coming in. Started out toward the batter. Again, did come over the plate, but a little upstairs. Now the 3-2. Fly ball by Biemendorfer. Well hit left center field, and this one's going to get down for a base hit and roll toward the fence. Eventually scooped up by Cody Macon in left center. It's a leadoff double for Nick Biemendorfer.
Now, luckily for the Saints, Macon was able to cut that off before it got to the wall. If that hits up against the wall and rolls around a little bit, Biemendorfer may have himself a triple.
4-3 Thomas More leading, but St. Vincent trying to tie this one up. Brad Burkhart doubled in a run and scored in the first inning. David Etchide now will work from the stretch as he stares down Biemendorfer at second. Breaking ball inside to Burkhart, ball one. Both times Burkhart has been to the plate. Etchide has started him out in. Now the 1-0. Fastball away, but going with the pitch. Burkhart drops it into right field. Runners at the corners is held at third as Biemendorfer.
Also the second time Burkhart's going with the pitch, flopping one down in right field. Good piece of hitting. Keeps hitting like that, he might be the school's all-time leader.
He already is.
Well, that's
he might
makes sense then.
Yeah, he might duplicate it somehow.
Just adding to his totals right now. You can definitely tell he's a veteran hitter going with the pitch. Tough out.
Now that game plan
to get out.
Yeah, the game plan by Etchide and working Burkhart has failed twice now. Started out in, went away, and as you said, Burkhart went with the pitch twice. He dropped the double down the right field line in the first inning, and now a single into right. 2 on board for Andrew Kazusko with nobody out. 4-3 Thomas More. Etchide gets a first pitch fastball. Kazusko checked his swing, but it was a called strike. 0-1.
Etchide might want to be careful about leaving pitches out over the plate and up in the zone against Kazusko. Power threat at the plate for the Bearcats. Nothing else. Sacrifice fly threat. In this situation, Biemendorfer on third. Etchide goes with the fake to third, throw to first, or fake to third, and he did not throw to first.
Yeah, pump to first. 0-1. Foul ball to the screen. Kazusko behind 0-2 now. Kazusko leading the conference in hit by pitches this year. Set a school record, was hit 18 times by pitches last season. He's close to his own record this year. Right now, trying to get it done with the bat.
No pads or armor or anything on that arm, though.
0-2 breaking ball, ground ball toward the shortstop, Kennett. He'll field it, throw to second. Out there, Wolfels throw to first. Not in time. 1 out in the inning. RBI, fielder's choice ground ball by Kazusko. Brings home Beeman Durfer from third, and we're tied up again, 4-4.
Able to leg that one out, so he will get credit for the RBI, and also has himself on first base. We're knotted up again, 4 apiece.
Burkhardt erased from the bases, going 6-4. 1 away in the inning. Jordan Britcher is 0 for 1 with a ground out to Wolfel back in the first. That was with the infield pulled in at the time. Fly ball, foul ball over the locker room area.
Is that what that building is over there?
It is, that clubhouse building. Count 0-1. 4-4 the score here at the top of the third. Teams battling back and forth in this second elimination game of the tournament. 1 ball, 1 strike on Britcher. Britcher fouls one off the body. Actually, might have been off the body of the home plate umpire. Britcher seems to be okay. Definitely caromed off of someone down there. Fielder's choice RBI by Kazusko has tied up the score in this third. Kazusko with a very short lead off of first as Etchai deals. Breaking ball downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Etchai out of Union, Kentucky. The conference leader in ERA with the 2-2 pitch in the dirt toward the feet of Britcher. Stopped by Popham. Had a little trouble finding that when he kind of circled around. Eventually found it near his feet, but staying put is Kazusko.
Sometimes those are the most difficult ones to find, the ones right at your feet. You're looking around thinking it kicked somewhere, and it's just sitting right there waiting for you to pick it up.
Payoff pitch, runner goes. It is low, ball 4, runners at first and second. Grant Crawley 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
We've seen a couple rarities from Etchai today, with giving up runs, and now he walked a hitter.
Yeah, only the, 7th walk of the season now?
Yep.
7 walks. Impressive totals for Etchai this year. Delivers a breaking ball low out of the zone to Crawley. And now out comes Popham to talk with Etchai.
Crawley, a fastball hitter. Etchai got him to whiff on that first plate appearance with a curveball in the dirt. Not giving in here on the first pitch. And Popham going out to settle down his right-handed starter. I don't know that you'll see him give in to Crawley, throw him anything that he can put a bat on in terms of a fastball. He might still try and work him with the soft stuff.
Runners at first and second, 1 out. St. Vincent and Thomas More in a 4-4 tie in the third. Etchai, breaking ball. Crawley well out in front. He wanted a fastball. Comes up empty for a strike.
Yeah, anxious at the plate. Kind of swung out of his shoes on that one, looking to put a charge into it, but came up empty. Again, Etchai staying with the soft breaking pitches.
Etchai takes a look at second, brings the pitch. Foul ball off the catcher, Popham. Strike 2. Popham not shaken up at all on that foul ball. He's okay, just stays in his catcher stance. His home plate umpire, Ron Whiting Jr., throws out a new baseball to Etchai, who deals the 1-2. Breaking ball up and in at the letters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crawley almost leaned into that pitch, not intentionally, but was looking to bear down for a big swing, and that breaking ball starting inside on him.
You're talking about Kazusko. Crawley's very adept at getting hit by pitches as well.
2-2, fouled away. And Crawley hit by 9 pitches this year. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the school's all-time leader in that category. Etchai again stares down Kazusko at second. Tries to jam Crawley. Does tie him up, but Crawley gets a slight piece of it to stay alive.
Yeah, not getting that fastball out over the plate. All the fastballs are inner half, and getting Crawley with those breaking pitches early in the count. I'd be surprised to see if he pulls a string here.
Kazusko and Britcher aboard in a 4-4 contest in the top of the third. St. Vincent at the plate, 2-2, and there Crawley is hit by a pitch. So for the 10th time this season, Crawley struck by a pitch, and that'll load up the bases.
Back-to-back breaking pitches got away from Etchide. The first one that almost clipped him stayed high and inside. And that one didn't have a sharp break on him. Like he was, or has been throwing in this game as well. So I don't know if it's his grip, if he's holding it too tight, or just not feeling that curveball right now. But that's 2 straight where it's gotten away from number 4.
A cloudy day here in Washington, Pennsylvania. We had some light mist as the game was starting, but it looks like that has ceased, and I'm sure that's not any issue with what Etchide is going through right now. Just a couple of pitches that have not gone his way, and now we have a visit to the mound here by the Thomas More coaching staff. There's a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. That is Tim Baldrick for Thomas More.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the way your fingers feel. It doesn't have to do with how wet or dry it is. Just sometimes your grip on the baseball, you just don't have the grip. Sometimes you have too much moisture, or sometimes you don't have enough. Obviously, for a curveball, it spins. It's got to slide out of your fingers. And if you don't have the right grip and the right slide out, the ball will go pretty much wherever it wants to.
All right, now Thomas More in need of some big outs, and surely that's the conversation, at least part of it. And maybe additionally, whatever it is that Etchide is going through with his grip might be of conversation as well. So losing his grip on that last pitch that struck Crawley, bases are loaded for Nolan Russell, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Third baseman Travis Miller playing even with the bag there. Craig Heisen playing in front of the runner at first. Swing and a miss on a pitch that would have been low for a ball. Russell comes up empty, strike 1.
Yeah, big cut from Russell, looking to hit it hard somewhere. At the very least, you'd like this ball to go out of the infield and avoids any double play opportunities, and will score you a run.
Etchide, the right-hander, tries to bear down 0-1, well outside, ball 1.
Well, can't find that breaking ball. That one off the plate, outside to the lefty, but again would have been inside in that right-handed batter's box area.
1-1 pitch, fastball, fly ball to shallow left. In comes Hanley, he'll make the catch, tagging, but just to draw the throw is Kazusko. Bases stay loaded, so that shallow fly out keeps them loaded. 2 away in the inning.
Hanley running in on that ball. Pretty much no chance to tag on it. It had to be safe at third. So Kazusko holds up. 2 outs for Etchide, and the Saints looking to get out of this jam.
And Kazusko wouldn't be the runner that you'd even chance it on.
But even with a semi-fast runner, I don't know that you would.
Here's a ground ball to short by Vince Murphy, handled by Kennett. He'll flip to Wolfel covering the bag, and Etchide gets out of the jam. He does allow 1 run, but does leave the bases loaded. 1 run on 2 hits, and the score after 2.5. It's St. Vincent 4, Thomas More 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
'The Washington Wild Things open a brand new season of Frontier League Baseball on May 17th and play their home opener on Friday, May 24th, when the Wild Things welcome the Southern Illinois Miners to Consol Energy Park. The 2013 season boasts plenty of fun for the family, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks on Fridays, and special giveaways throughout the summer. Not to mention the Frontier League All-Star Game on July 17th. For tickets, call 866-456-WILD. That's 866-456-WILD.
4-4 as we head to the bottom of the third. St. Vincent finding the equalizer in the top half of this inning. Fielder's choice RBI ground ball by Andrew Kazusko, scoring Nick Biemenderfer from third. Bearcats had a chance for more, but David Etchine buckled down to leave the bases loaded as Joey Fear faces Travis Miller, who pulls the first pitch down the left field side for a base knock. Miller with a wide turn at first, but he'll hold up there, leadoff single. Miller with the big shot in the first inning, with his team trailing 3-0, hit a 3-run homer. At that time to tie the score, the Saints grabbed the lead briefly in the bottom of the second on an RBI single by Ryan Darner, but as we just mentioned, St. Vincent tying things up in the top half of this third inning.
We've got bullpen action all over the ballpark right now. Baldrick continues to throw beyond the left field fence for the Saints, and double barrel action in the St. Vincent bullpen. Gary Gerhardt is loosening up along with Alex Kazusko.
Bunt put down first base side by Craig Heisen, and this will end up as a base hit, infield bunt single, as that was nowhere near any fielder before the St. Vincent Bearcats. Nicely done.
Kavinsky shading up the middle with a double play opportunity, and Crawley holding the runner on first. Once that gets past Fear, Crawley didn't really attack that baseball, so it just kind of died out there in no man's land. Bunt base hit for Heisen. It's a good play. I don't know if that was called from the bench or he just noticed that open area over there, but being a left-handed hitter, once he gets that past the pitcher's mound, first baseman's got to pounce fast or that's a base hit.
Marcus Wolfel, he shows bunt, fouls it right back toward Kevin Fenstermacher, the assistant commissioner of the PAC, but the netting is there to protect him.
He had that. He was all over that, even if the netting hadn't been there.
He was typing with his left hand and could have reached up with the right hand to snare it all at the same time. Can tweet and catch foul balls all at the same time. 4-4 here in the bottom of the third. Thomas Moore threatening.
We've seen the bunt be a big part of the game, especially opening day here.
Shows bunt, pulls back. Does Wolfel, takes ball one.
And bunt defense especially being a problem, leading to some big innings at the first two games, the opening day of the PAC tournament. Didn't see a whole lot of bunt action yesterday, and what was fielded cleanly.
Joey Fear, the southpaw, brings the pitch, bunt laid down, playing it on the third base side. Fear will throw to third. Biemendorfer has the out there, throw back to first, not in time. But the lead runner cut down, outgoing 1-5 at third base. Travis Miller erased, Heisen to second. Wolfel is now on board.
Yeah, as soon as that ball was bunted, Fear falling that way on the mound, being a lefty. Feel that looking right at third, so easy play for him. Sacrifice does not work out. Runner still at first and second for the Saints, and now one out on the scoreboard.
So fielder's choice has Wolfel on. Now it's Nick Connor, left-handed bat. He's 0 for 1. Takes inside for a ball. Thomas Moore 4, St. Vincent 4. Both teams with 4 runs on 5 hits. Saints do have 1 error. 1-0. Liner caught by Crawley. He'll dive head first to the first base bag. Inning ending. Double play. So Crawley getting the start at first base as Joey Fear on the mound. Those two congratulate each other on a well-done effort to end the bottom of the third inning. Double play line out by Nick Connor. Couple of hits, 1 left stranded after 3. It's Thomas Moore 4, St. Vincent 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Visagroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibitions, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything Visagroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email Visagroup at info@visagroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden...
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
Don't wait. Call 911 immediately.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
4-4 St. Vincent and Thomas Moore as we move to the fourth. New pitcher in the game for the Saints and that is right-hander Tim Baldrick, as David Etchide goes 3 innings today. 5 hits allowed, 4 runs, 2 earned, with a couple of strikeouts and a walk, and also 1 hit batsman. But Etchide did do well to work out of a bases-loaded 1-out situation in the top of the 3rd, limiting that inning to just 1 run, which had scored prior to the bases filling up. And now it's Tim Baldrick. Totals on Baldrick this year, he's 6-1 in 9 starts with a 3.63 ERA. 52 innings, has allowed 55 hits, 27 runs, 21 earned, 9 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Some kind of pitching staff that Jeff Hetzer has to work with for Thomas More this year. And so it's Baldrick to face Tanner Master to start the 4th.
Master infield single to shortstop last time.
And Master takes a fastball for strike 1. Baldrick with good size to him, the right-hander out on the hill.
Talk about the somewhat rally that was killed by the Saints last half inning. Both teams actually leaving runners on base. That pitch inside for a ball. Both teams have left 5 runners on base through 3 innings. So lots of runs on the scoreboard, 4-4 right now, but lots more opportunities left out on the bases.
1-1 pitch from Baldrick. Ground ball on 1 hop, played by Miller at 3rd. Crow hop throw across, a little high, tag put down, and in time on the runner. Tanner Master, nice play at first base by Craig Heisen. He handled the high throw. His only option to get it out was to play it in the air and come down with the tag on the body of Master, and he gets it done, 1 out. Nice save on Travis Miller. Would have been his 2nd error of the game if not for Heisen's effort.
Throwing's been an issue for Miller at 3rd base. You could kind of see him take something off that he just wanted to get it there and ended up throwing that up the baseline, but fortunately up the baseline towards home plate, so Heisen able to apply the tag. If he throws it up the baseline the other direction, obviously no play can be made on the runner.
A.J. Kavinsky takes a ball. Almost had too much time to think about that throw, did Miller.
Yeah, that got up on him very quickly and just kind of tried to guide that over to first base. And when you try and guide it instead of throwing it, pitch fouled back. Sometimes when you guide it, you don't throw it where you want it. That's why if you're pitching, especially when a pitcher's trying to find the strike zone, they just say, throw it, don't aim it. When you start aiming, that's when you can't make an accurate throw.
The light mist has returned to Washington, PA.
Might be a little heavier than a light mist, too. It
Yeah.
looks like the clouds are starting to get a little bit thicker here. It's been an overcast day, but a little darker outside right now. Some of the umbrellas are starting to pop up again.
2-1 the count on Kavinsky. Fastball in toward his feet, the left-handed hitter. 3 balls and a strike.
Field, obviously turf, so it's in excellent shape. And the dirt cutouts, really, the footing, just like last night, even though we had all the rain yesterday, footing was not compromised yesterday and looks to be in good shape again today around the bases, mound and plate.
Baldrick's 3-1. Kavinsky takes downstairs, ball 4. Kavinsky reaches for the 2nd time today. Doubled and scored in the 1st, and now on with a 1-out walk. 4-4 Thomas More and St. Vincent in this 4th inning. Beemendorfer, he's reached twice and scored twice, has a double to his credit in the 3rd. Overall 1 for 2 as he reached on an error back in the 1st. And we had some heavy rainstorms yesterday that actually blew down the right field fence. But great work by the W&J grounds crew and the PAC staff in rebuilding that wall and getting the 2nd game of yesterday's action played.
Portable wall out there in the outfield, so it did take a tumble, but nothing really supporting it in terms of concrete or anything like that. Nothing reinforcing it, so once it blew over, just had to kind of pick it back up and make sure all those sections of the wall were still intact and the legs weren't too bent where it would be wobbly or anything. Good job by them.
1-0 on Beemendorfer, first pitch missing in the dirt. The 1-0 downstairs. Baldrick wanted that call at the knees, doesn't get it. 2 balls and no strikes.
He's had a couple pitches this inning. He's had just miss, and then he's wanted a strike call on, trying to nibble at the corners, just not getting the calls right now.
Runner at first with 1 out, 2-0 pitch. Low, ball 3. And now out comes Popham to talk with Baldrick.
Baldrick doesn't look comfortable out there. Not sure what it is right now, but can't find the strike zone, getting a little bit frustrated. Kind of tell on his face after he threw that last pitch.
Quick meeting concludes between Popham and Baldrick as Beamendorfer awaits the 3-0. Inside edge for a strike on the right-handed hitting Beamendorfer. He'll step out and check signs with Mick Janosko, the head coach of the Bearcats, out at the third base coaching box. Baldrick will turn and throw over to first. Sliding in safely is Kavinsky. Kavinsky, 3 stolen bases in 9 attempts if the Bearcats so choose to get him running. And they choose to right now. 3-1 ground ball, though, to short. Scooped up by Kennett. Flipped to Wolfel. Out there on to first. Inning ending. 6-4-3 double play. And that was a perfect double play ball rolled to Kennett as it took him toward the second base bag. And even with the runner going, they turned 2 to end the inning. A walk, nobody left on after 3.5. It's Thomas More 4, St. Vincent 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new Just for Guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Bottom of the 4th, Brad Popham leads off for Thomas More. Saints and Bearcats in a 4-4 game. Both teams with 4 runs and 5 hits. Thomas More with 1 error. That error accounting for 2 unearned runs in the first inning by the Bearcats. First pitch from Joey Fear is low to Popham for a ball.
Some of this rain starting to blow in here a little bit.
1-0 pitch. Fouled back toward the screen. You're trying to set up our protection with the
tarp our equipment up here.
That's right. Towels and such. Doing the best we can to keep our equipment dry. We'll stay dry. That's no problem there. You got to keep the equipment dry so you can stay tuned to this PAC Baseball Championship action on the PAC Sports Network today.
Electronics and the rain don't normally mix.
No, they do not go together at all.
Your computer seems to be wearing a towel here.
That's right. 2-1. Fly ball by Popham, shallow center, drops in, leadoff single for the Thomas More catcher. Second time he's reached today.
Trying to bust out of the slump that plagued him through the first couple games, having difficulty getting on base. Now he's 2 for 2 in terms of getting on base today, 1 for 1 in terms of hitting.
And we had hard rainstorms yesterday. We're able to get 2 of the scheduled 3 games in. Pitch to the plate, outside to David Kennett with the fastball.
It's just that nuisance rain. It's just hard enough to where you'll feel it, and maybe kind of cold outside, a little bit chillier temperature, so that might be an effect as well. But
1-0 a strike on the inside corner.
Just kind of a nuisance, just enough to make the people put up the umbrellas and for the players to feel wet and cold standing out in the field.
Kennett has walked twice today, scored a run in the first, has a runner at first with nobody out. Pitch upstairs from Fear. That one gets away from him. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one pitch. Fear delivers a strike at the knees. Now 2-1. I think maybe the rain's starting to get to some of our equipment there. So
sounds like it a little bit.
Apologize for any of that interference you might be hearing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball, pulled foul, and hard foul down the third base side.
No opportunity here for Thomas More. After we saw a 3 spot by St. Vincent at the top of the third, and Thomas More responding in the top of the first, and St. Vincent responding in the bottom of the first. Been back and forth scoring opportunities, but no one able to put across more than just 1 run in a couple of frames. So stuck at this 4-4. But we've had runners on. Foul ball back behind us. But we've had runners on base. Certainly plenty of chances for these teams to play another run or several other runs. Just defense behind these pitchers has been up to the task. A couple of double plays, killing some rallies.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Kennett. Ground ball past the mound. Fielded by the shortstop, Burkhardt. He'll flip to second. Convince first not to get it on. Erases Popham from the bases. 1 out in the 4th.
That one hit too softly to double up. Kennett runs pretty well. But lead runner, Popham, is erased at second base. A 1 out runner on first. It's a nice thing about getting ground ball and just being sure of that 1 out or what's going to happen. Just be sure you get that 1.
Jason Handley 0 for 2. Fear breaking ball. Handley strike 1. In a tie game, bottom of the 4th. Kennett. Pitch in the dirt, kicks away from catcher Kazusko. Headed. Second wild pitch of the day for Fear. Both times it's moved Kennett first. The pitcher's mound is Fear. Cleats as that mist continues. And if you have any interference on your end listening in, we apologize for that. There's, again, some of that moisture. Overall, we think things are okay. The runner at second. Pitch to the plate. Ground ball hit to Ski. He'll throw to first. They're a little low, but Crawley handles that. 2 outs of the inning. Kennett advance to third. We're in the bottom of the 4th.
Another RBI opportunity here for Ryan.
One 1-0 pitch. Singled in a run in the second inning. He's 1 for 2 today. 1-1 pitch. Downstairs, 2-1. Runner at third base is Kennett. Good speed at third, so Fear uncorks another wild pitch. Saints could be in business and in the lead. We're in a 4-4 game right now. With 2 outs, Fear's 2-1 pitch. Darner takes high.
Kennett take aggressive leads down there at third. No real reason to 2 men out here, but just in case that ball kicks away, he'll be able to walk home, really.
3-1. This is for ball 4. Runs at the corners. 4th walk allowed by Fear today. Hit by pitch. First inning, 0 for 1 overall. Mentioned he is without a man in the conference. Without an RBI in this tournament. Takes low and Saints would be more than happy if now is the time that he so chooses.
Expect Fear to go right after him, too, especially with Miller on deck. Has hit the ball hard twice, once for a 3-run homer and left in his last plate appearance. Seeing the ball well today. Hit Fear hard twice.
Foul ball back to the netting, 1-1. Runner at third is Kennett. At first, Ryan Darner. Crawley holds the runner on there. Fear from the stretch, brings to the plate. Fly ball hit well in deep to right field. This will push Master back, and this one is off the fence. Juggled by Master, 1 in to score, and moving, and it's 5-4 Saints.
No, he hit that one pretty well. It didn't look like a home run swing off the bat. That ball definitely carried. Hit it good on a line, just not enough height to get it up over that wall. Off about halfway to 3/4 up that wall. Master, good job getting that ball back in.
So Kennett scores easily. Darner to third on the RBI double by Cody Macon. It's a 5-4 game now in favor of Thomas More.
Yeah, Macon out in front on that pitch. If he can square that up, that ball's way out of here. Didn't quite get all of it. Looks like here this is a discussion with Darner on third, Macon on second. Asking Fear if he wants to face Miller maybe, or pitch to Heisen. Miller, as I was mentioning a moment ago, already hit Fear hard twice, including a 3-run homer. We'll see if Kozusko puts the right arm out for 4 wide ones here. 2 outs in the 4th. Nope, he's crouching down behind Holmes. Looks like we're going to throw him pitches.
And first base is open, but Miller, on the first pitch from Fear, takes outside ball 1. As Justin noted, Miller seeing the ball well. A 3-run homer in the first inning, a single in the 3rd. Has 2 ducks on the pond here in the 4th. Saints leading 5-4. 1-0 pitch. Fouled straight back.
Didn't know if Miller would get a pitch to hit. Fear may give him, or may have started out giving him the intentional walk and having his catcher get down and then trying to nitpick corners, but that pitch is out over the plate. Miller could do something with, but ended up fouling it back.
Miller once time briefly had something in his eye as he steps out of the batter's box, returns.
Could have been a raindrop.
Could very well have been. That light rain continues here in Washington. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball. Misses the outside corner, maybe a little high, 2-1. Saints grabbing the lead in this bottom of the 4th. It's 5-4 Thomas More. A chance for additional runs. 2-1 pitch. Miller takes in the dirt. Kozusko keeps it up the third base line, so no chance for Darner to think about coming home. Three runs in the first inning for Thomas More, 1 in the second, 1 in this bottom of the 4th. St. Vincent 3 in the first, 1 in the 3rd. Winner of this will face W&J in the championship round at 3 p.m. approximately. Scheduled start time, 3-1 pitch. Fastball inside, ball 4, bases are loaded. So it could have been very well the intentional-unintentional variety. But as it turns out, bases are filled now for Craig Heisen. Trying to nitpick around Miller. Fear, as you mentioned, Justin, had been hit hard twice. Fear off of Miller.
At least for now, not the worst thing in the world.
Just got to deal with Heisen now. He brings a fastball for a strike. Heisen, though, is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles.
Yeah, one of those, a bunt single. His last at bat, bunted it at no man's land between first base and the pitcher's mound.
0-1. Wave and a miss and a pitch in the dirt for strike 2. Heisen all disgusted at that swing as he takes a venture around outside the batter's box to collect himself.
Now you can bet Thomas More does not want to leave the bases loaded here. Already left 5 on through 4 innings. In danger of leaving 3 more. As Heisen can knock a run in here.
RBI double in this 4th inning by Cody Macon has the Saints in the lead now 5-4. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Joey Fear trying to buckle down. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Fear does get out of it. Foul tip into the glove of catcher Andrew Kozusko. Score after 4 innings. It's Thomas More 5, St. Vincent 4. You're listening to the PAC Sports Network and the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
The Washington Wild Things open a brand new season of Frontier League Baseball on May 17th and play their home opener on Friday, May 24th, when the Wild Things welcome the Southern Illinois Miners to Consol Energy Park. The 2013 season boasts plenty of fun for the family, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks on Fridays, and special giveaways throughout the summer. Not to mention the Frontier League All-Star Game on July 17th. For tickets, call 866-456-WILD. That's 866-456-WILD.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAt Productions. TimeAt Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeatproductions.com.
Thomas More over the St. Vincent Bearcats is the grounds crew doing some quick work in getting some water out to the umpires here today. 5-4 Saints over St. Vincent as we begin the top of the 5th. And Tim Baldrick remains on the hill in relief. Brings a breaking ball inside to Brad Burkhart, ball 1.
3, 4, and 5 for the Bearcats. Due up.
1-0 pitch. Fastball in, 2 balls and no strikes. So the first 2 at-bats for Burkhart. We've seen Thomas More start in and then go out. Burkhart has come away with opposite field base hits. This time 2 straight pitches inside as the right-hander Baldrick brings a fastball on the inner part of the plate, 2-1. So everything toward the inside so far here on Burkhart. Kicking the 2-1. Fastball in once more, 3-1. Burkhart doubled in a run in the first and scored that inning as well, singled in the third. 5-4, Thomas More with the lead. First batter of the 5th, 3-1 from Baldrick. Burkhart will pull it to shortstop Kennett on a couple of hops, throw to first, 1 away. Andrew Kazusko, fielder's choice RBI in the third. 0 for 2 overall. An RBI in the third inning at that time had tied the score at 4 apiece. Right now the Saints ahead by a run. Baldrick hits Kazusko. Tried to go inside again, but lost the grip. Hit batsman, puts Kazusko aboard. So he's been struck by a pitch now for the 17th time this year. He's 1 shy of his own single-season record, is Kazusko. Jordan Britcher walked in the third. He's 0 for 1.
I wonder if he's aware of that. Or if that's something that he's keeping track of or knows how many times he's been hit this year. It's a lot of hit-by pitches.
Baldrick, fastball for a strike to Britcher on the outer third. Yeah, most certainly is.
St. Vincent 19-19, so 38 games. 17 hit batters in 38 games.
My guess is he probably loses track of them after a while.
Or loses track of all the bruises he has after a while, too.
He may not lose track of those. 0-1, and a hard ground ball to short. Played by Kennett. He'll step on the second base back, throw to first. Inning-ending double play. Kennett helps turn 2 once again. He wrapped up the 4th with a 6-4-3 double play. This time in the 5th, it is a 6-3 DP as Kazusko erased off the bases. Score after 4.5. It's Thomas More 5, St. Vincent 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
VisiGroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibition, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything VisiGroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email VisiGroup at info@visigroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for people with asthma. There are 2 main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not, and most medicines only treat one. At asthma.com, you'll find information about working with your doctor and treating both main causes of asthma symptoms, and how this can help prevent symptoms before they even start. This message brought to you by AAFA with funding and editorial support by GlaxoSmithKline. For more information, go to asthma.com.
PAC Baseball Championships brought to you by Sport Clips. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Thomas More with a 5-4 lead over the St. Vincent Bearcats. And we mentioned the light rain that's been falling today at Ross Memorial Park. Good day to be listening in on the PAC Sports Network. First pitch downstairs from Joey Fear to Marcus Wolfel, ball 1. 1-0 offering from Fear. This one up and away. And if you are listening in online, feel free to tweet at PAC Sports. Justin Pyles has been busy on the Twitter feed. 2-0 pitch. This one a strike on the outer portion of the plate. Joey Fear, the southpaw with the wind of the 2-1. Wolfel takes a strike on the inside corner. Now Fear is a battler out there and working hard again today. Right now his team trailing by a run. 2-2 pitch. Wolfel on the breaking ball. One hopper back to the pitcher. Fear will casually play it to his right and delivers a hard throw on to Crawley and plenty of time to get Wolfel one away. Now it's Nick Connor. He's 0 for 2. Lined into a double play in the third inning. A hot shot to first that Crawley snared and then dove head first to beat the runner to the bag. And at that time it was Marcus Wolfel who he doubled up off of first. Here it's Connor and he takes a strike. Five, 4 Saints. One out, nobody on, bottom of the fifth. 0-1. Breaking ball well high as Connor slightly ducking under that pitch. The left-handed bat.
They lost the feel of that one. That one stayed up.
1-1 fastball low and away. Kazusko can't get to it. No worries because nobody's on.
Lost the feel of that one, too. Spiked it into the right-handed batter's box. Very low and well away. And
Fear continues to work off the back of the mound, cleaning off his cleats. Two-1. And this one hits Connor. So 3 straight pitches there that Fear could not get his feel of the baseball. Ends up striking Connor. And it's a 1-out base runner for the Saints. We've seen plenty of hit batsmen today, a couple for each side. All, of course, unintentional. We were in a tight game, and with the field conditions, or really just the weather conditions, if you will, is probably more so making it difficult. Earlier on, we were talking about Etchide, who was having trouble with his grip, and Fear deals low and in to pop him for ball 1. And at that time, the weather wasn't quite as prevalent as it is now, that light rain continuing on, and with the temperature dropping, not necessarily helping things, I'm sure, for these pitchers.
Only one of those was a fastball, too, so you can really tell with the breaking ball grip, that pitch fouled back by Popham. You can really tell with the breaking ball grip, these pitchers are having trouble and just can't feel it right now. Like I say, it's wet, it's cold. Sometimes you get that clammy feeling where you can't really feel your hands, you can't get a good grip on the baseball. It's slick, and every time you throw the ball in the dirt, obviously you're getting a ball that has now basically been thrown in the mud.
1-1. Fastball, trying to frame it up, Kazusko, but pitches ruled a ball outside to right-handed hitting Popham. Check signs with Coach Jeff Hetzer out at the third base coaching box. And the 2-1 called a strike. Thomas More trying to win their first championship since 2011. Won back-to-back titles in 2010 and 2011. Last year was Westminster. They have missed the tournament this year, so we'll have a new champion in 2013. Talking with Coach Hetzer, asked him if this group is hungry to win another title, and he said, well, it's really a new group that he has this year compared to the back-to-back title wins. And called strike 3 on the 2-2 pitch on the inside corner. Rung up is Popham, 2 outs, third strikeout of the day for Joey Fear.
Seen that pitch called too much today, and inside corner, partially because there haven't been too many pitches thrown there, and the batters have been relatively aggressive. Anything over the plate, they've been hacking, but that time, Popham froze on the inside fastball, so back to the bench for him. 2 outs now for Thomas More.
David Kennett has reached 3 times. Twice on walks, once on a fielder's choice. He scored a couple of runs. He takes a strike on the outside edge. So Fear suddenly feeling it again with his grip and painting the black.
Fastball at least.
Great breaking ball as well to ring up Popham. Here, runner going. Pitches outside for a ball. Throw is late into second from Kazusko. Stolen base for Connor. Runner in scoring position now in a 5-4 game in favor of Thomas More. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. One ball, one strike on Kennett. From the stretch, Fear takes a look at Connor at second, brings the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, grounded through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Runner going to be waved around, and the ball's booted out in left field by Jordan Britcher. That'll take care of that. Is now headed to third is David Kennett and held up there. So a base hit and error. It's 6-4, Thomas More.
Britcher coming up looking to throw. Runner out at home. Didn't have the baseball when he came up with it. That ball just underneath his glove rolled all the way back to the wall. Huge error for St. Vincent. I don't know if he comes up with that cleanly, even if he has a play at the plate, but man, that really compounded things once it went underneath his glove.
Yeah, the error does allow Kennett to go from first to third. RBI single for Kennett, we'll call it, because certainly being waved around the whole way was Connor. And here's a deep fly ball to left center field, drops in the gap for Jason Handley. That'll bring home Kennett easily, and it's now 7-4 Thomas More as they start to open things up here in the fifth.
Good teams take advantage of opportunities, and that's what Thomas More has right here with 2 out scoring opportunities, back-to-back hits.
This one a double for Handley. And now Mick Janosko, the head coach of the Bearcats, will come out of the dugout, and that might be it for Fear. Fear working into the fifth, had 2 outs in this fifth inning before back-to-back hits by Kennett and Handley. They have tacked on 2 more. And that'll be it for Joey Fear. So his day is done, at least on the mound. The Bearcats hoping that they can advance, but trailing by 3 now. The loser of this one is done for the tournament. The winner moves on to the 3 p.m. game in the championship round against W&J. The Presidents have won their first 2 games, so without a loss in the tournament to this point, it's a double elimination tournament. So the situation very easy for W&J. They win in the second game, no matter who their opponent is. It's a President's Championship. And whoever wins this one, they need to win at 3 p.m. and force an if necessary, deciding game tomorrow afternoon at noon here from Ross Memorial. So new pitcher in the game, and this will be Alex Kazusko for St. Vincent. This will be the 18th appearance of the year for Alex Kazusko, matching his single-season record for St. Vincent that he obtained a year ago. So the Kazuskos, they like their records, those single-season records. Have one for catcher Andrew Kazusko, already the single-season record holder for hit by pitches. He's 1 shy of his own mark, and now Alex Kazusko matches his own single-season record for appearances. Numbers on Alex Kazusko this season: 3-3 record in 17 appearances and 1 start with a 4.97 ERA. Does have 2 saves. In 29 innings, has allowed 45 hits, 24 runs, 16 earned with 13 walks and 8 strikeouts.
Had a rough outing here Thursday against W&J. Faced 3 batters, did not record an out, walked 1 and gave up 2 hits.
Ryan Darner, the next batter. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the second, walked in the fourth. 7-4 Thomas More leading St. Vincent. Alex Kazusko with a breaking ball over the plate, but up high, ball 1. Don't want to leave too many of those up to Ryan Darner. He will punish it. Runner at second is Handley after his RBI double. 2 outs in the fifth, 1-0 pitch, strike at the knees. So after leaving one up high out of the zone, goes to the lower part of the strike zone, does Alex Kazusko. Trying to limit the damage in this inning. Double takes the runner, who edges toward third, now dances around off the bag. Good breaking ball for Alex Kazusko for strike 2. Saints with 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in this bottom of the fifth. Bearcats with 3 in the first, 1 in the third. It's a 7-4 game in favor of Thomas More. 1-2 to the plate, breaking ball, jams the batter, rolls it in the hole. Played by Burkhart to his right, throw to first on a hop, handled by Crawley. and beats out Darner to the bag. So fine effort there by the shortstop Burkhart to play it in the hole and get the out with the throw across his body. That ends the fifth, but the score, Thomas More adding on 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 left stranded after 5. It's Thomas More 7, St. Vincent 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden...
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
Don't wait. Call 911 immediately.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Thomas More with a 7-4 advantage over the St. Vincent Bearcats as we head to the top of the 6th. Thomas More adding to their lead. RBI single by David Kennett and an RBI double by Jason Handley in the bottom of the 5th as Tim Baldrick continues in relief for his 3rd inning of work. And he deals a fastball to Grant Crawley, strike 1. Baldrick, the right-hander, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss on the curveball off the plate, strike 2. Baldrick entered in the 4th inning and has settled things down. Has not allowed a hit in his appearance so far. 0-2 pitch off the plate, dug out in the dirt by catcher Popham. One, 2, foul ball off the body by Crawley. Stays alive, but will walk it off as Ron Whiting throws out a new baseball for Baldrick. Joey Fear, 4 2/3 innings today, 9 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, 2 hit batsmen. Pitch missing inside for Baldrick. He wanted that pitch a strike, but misses the inside corner on Crawley.
And Crawley froze up there, kind of gave up on the pitch, started to come back across the plate.
Crawley fly ball down the right field line. Will it stay fair? It will, but it's pulled in on a fine running catch by Ryan Darner. One away.
Now that had extra bases written all over if Darner can't get there or if he can't haul that in. He said moving to his left. Nice running catch. Couple steps from that foul line.
Yeah, hustling to the line and makes the catch on a well-hit ball by Crawley. Went with the offering, but denied a base knock. Here's Nolan Russell, who's 0 for 2, and Russell takes outside. Ball 1. Russell with his green socks pulled knee high. Similar look out of most of the Bearcats, if not all. 1-0. Slow roller left side of the infield. In the hole, charging it is Kennett. Throw to first on one hop. This time not handled by Craig Heisen at first base. That'll put a runner aboard. E6 on David Kennett. Russell is on.
Didn't look like Kennett set himself when he made that throw. Not a whole lot of juice behind it. Ended up short hopping Heisen. Couldn't dig it out. Where that ball hit, it was kind of in that in-between area where it was going to be off either the turf or the dirt. Like Heisen came up on it, and that ball stayed down a little bit.
Vince Murphy has had a good tournament, but without a hit today, 0 for 2. Air has Russell on with 1 out in the 6th. 7-4, Bearcats trailing Thomas More. Strike at the knees to Murphy. Bearcats have collected base runners against Baldrick, but no hits to this point. A walk, a hit batsman, and now an error has put runners on. Murphy goes with this one, slicing down the left field line, drops in fair territory, and will bound into foul ground. Played by Hanley, throw into third. Will not be a time to get Russell there. Runners at second and third. It's a double for Vince Murphy.
The Bearcats back in business. That ball slicing just inside the foul line, then kicking into foul territory. 2 runners in scoring position. Number 9 hitter Tanner Master has a great opportunity upcoming.
Bearcats down by 3. One swing with a base hit could drive in 2 and pull the Bearcats right back into this one. Mention how this team just continues to fight St. Vincent. 500 record entering today's play. Doesn't matter what their overall mark is. One more win has them in the championship round. Master takes a good breaking ball from Baldrick for a strike.
What you'd really like is for Master to drive home these runs, but maybe more importantly, flip the order here without giving up an out. Top of the order has been on base several times. Tough outs today.
0-1 fastball downstairs. Talking with Mick Janosko. Asked him about this up and down season the Bearcats have had, and he said the one thing that was good for them is they got off to a good start in the conference, and they were able to win enough conference games the rest of the way to make it into this tournament. 1-1 pitch is low again. Baldrick very emotional out on the mound, we've noticed, and not necessarily when he's missed and has wanted some pitches, not showing up the umpire by any means, but he's just emotional whether he misses a pitch on his own, and that one was low and well low, and no doubt about that one being out of the zone, but it just he certainly wears his emotions on his sleeve here to this point. 2-1, called a strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, kind of frustrated with himself when he's been missing a couple pitches. That one, he gets a call just about the knees. So Master with a 2-2 count.
7-4 Thomas More. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 in scoring position for Master. And a liner into left field, base hit. Russell will score. Being held at third is Murphy. 7-5 game.
That's a big hit right there. Helping flip the order with 1 out. The top of the order for the Bearcats, like I was saying a moment ago. Tough to get out today in 9 plate appearances. 6 times they've reached base. Through the top 3 hitters.
RBI single for Master, his second hit of the day for Master. That is his 16th RBI of the season. Kavinsky has reached twice. A double and a run scored in the first, walked in the fourth.
You love that as a coach when you have a guy in the number 9 spot that can help turn the order, and driving in runs is a bonus. But you get a guy that's always on base, like a Tanner Master. He can get himself on base, runs very well. You can do a bunch of different things now with your leadoff guy.
Kavinsky watches a fastball for a strike. Master in last night's game was 2 for 3 against Teal with an RBI. So continues his fine hitting out of the 9 spot of the order. Mick Janosko has to be more than pleased with that.
A couple nice defensive plays out in right field as well.
Runners at the corners with 1 out. St. Vincent still not done. Step over move to third. Didn't even make the full turn back to first. Did Baldrick.
I don't know that too many people fall for that. That happens often with a first and third situation. Runner on first rarely will freeze or take off on that. Usually it's just back to the base.
Baldrick 0-1. Kavinsky takes up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm mentioning the up and down season for St. Vincent. The longest winning streak for the Bearcats was 5 straight from March 23rd through April 6th. A win over Westminster, a sweep of Waynesburg, and a win over Geneva. Longest losing streak is 3. Throw over to first, back sliding in safely is Master. And you think, well, that might not be that bad. But the problem is they've had 4 3-game losing streaks throughout the year for St. Vincent. And that's the negative aspect there. But part of the peaks and valleys of the season for St. Vincent to this point. 1-1 pitch, ground ball hit to second. Played by Wolfel. He'll throw to the second base bag with Kennett covering on to first. 4-6-3 double play. The Bearcats score 1, but once again for the 3rd time today, the Thomas More Saints turn 2, an inning-ending double play, and all 3 have come with Baldrick on the mound. St. Vincent 1 run on 2 hits in air and 1 left aboard after 5.5. It's Thomas More 5, Thomas More 7, St. Vincent 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Alex Kozusko on the mound for St. Vincent for the bottom of the sixth. The Bearcats do pick up one run, an unearned run in the top of the sixth inning, as Tim Baldrick on the mound for the Saints, working his third double play ball and turning to the middle infield of the Saints defense, doing it once again. Here's Cody Macon, who leads off the bottom of the sixth, as we're at a 7-5 ball game in favor of Thomas More. Macon doubled in a run his last at bat, and he fouls off the first pitch to the screen right above the Thomas More dugout area on the third base side of Ross Memorial Park. Thomas More serving as the home team in this contest. Game 2 at 3 p.m. W&J awaiting their opponent. Winner of this one, 0-1 fly ball, skied to left. Toward the line goes Britcher, makes the catch in fair territory, 1 out. Travis Miller. Huge lift for Thomas More in the bottom of the first inning. His error in the top of the first accounted for 2 unearned runs for the Bearcats, part of a 3-0 start for St. Vincent in this game. But then in the bottom of the first, Travis Miller hit a 3-run homer, and we were all square again. Alex Kozusko delivers to Miller, swing and a miss on the breaking ball for a strike. Miller has seen the ball well at the plate today, that's for sure. Looks like the mist has now ceased at Ross Memorial Park today. 0-1 pitch, low and away in the dirt. (7-5) St. Vincent trailing Thomas More. 1-1 offering. Breaking ball rolled to Burkhardt at short. He gobbles it up, throws across to Crawley at first. 2 outs.
2 quick outs to start the sixth. I don't know that Thomas Moore's going down in order yet today. I have not.
No. No 1, 2, 3 innings for the Saints today. Bearcats have at one point brought 3 to the plate in a single inning. That was in the 5th, but aided by a double play ball. Actually, twice today in the 4th and 5th innings, both times aided by double play balls.
And no clean inning for either side.
Craig Heisen 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Takes a ball. Kozusko brings a fastball on the outer portion of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. 7-5 Saints in the bottom of the 6th. Nobody on board right now, as we were just talking about. Kozusko looking for the first clean inning of the day for either team. 1-1. And a foul ball around the home plate area runs the count to 1-2. Heisen in his last at-bat struck out with the bases loaded in the 4th. A chance for Thomas More to really add on. They had scored 1 in that frame, but left the bases filled. Here's the 1-2. Fastball away from Kozusko. The record-setting Kozusko's the battery here. Alex throwing to Andrew. 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Breaking ball, grounder. Foul, first base side. It was played by Crawley, but in foul territory as it just crossed in front of the bag. Bearcats started with a 3-0 lead. Saints tied it with the 3-run homer by Miller. Took a 4-3 lead in the second. Bearcats evened it at 4-4 in the third. And since the bottom of the fourth, the Saints have been in front. Here is a one-hopper to third base when Biemendorfer throw across the diamond in time. That ends the inning, and we do indeed have our first clean inning of the game. 1-2-3 go the Saints, and the score after 6. Thomas More 7, St. Vincent 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
The Washington Wild Things open a brand new season of Frontier League Baseball on May 17th and play their home opener on Friday, May 24th, when the Wild Things welcome the Southern Illinois Miners to Consol Energy Park. The 2013 season boasts plenty of fun for the family, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks on Fridays, and special giveaways throughout the summer. Not to mention the Frontier League All-Star Game on July 17th. For tickets, call 866-456-WILD. That's 866-456-WILD.
Thomas More 7, St. Vincent 5, top of the 7th inning. Biemendorfer, Burkhardt, and Kazusko due up. Biemendorfer helped collect the final out of the bottom of the 6th. Part of a 5-3 out to retire Craig Heisen. As Tim Baldrick remains in relief into the 7th inning, his 4th inning of relief now. Baldrick regularly a starter, so it's not uncommon for him to go multiple innings or deep.
Nobody in the Thomas More bullpen right now, so it's safe to say that the plan is Baldrick for the near future, especially since he's been very effective at throwing these double play balls the last 3 half innings that he's been out on the mound.
Fastball inside for a ball to Biemendorfer. It'll be interesting to see who Thomas More chooses to go to if they are in the championship round. St. Vincent, same thing as well, as both teams have worked a lot of pitchers now. Ground ball through the middle, base hit for Biemendorfer.
Normal starting rotation for each team has been depleted or at least used once. I don't know if they would go back with another starter or the same starter that started previously in this tournament, or they find another starter. That's one of the fun things about these tournaments. When you get to later games and teams that have played multiple times in one day, you have to sometimes piecemeal a game together in terms of healthy arms.
7-5 Saints. Breaking ball to Burkhardt is a strike. Brad Burkhardt, 2 for 3, the Bearcats' all-time hits leader. Doubled in a run in the first and scored, singled in the third. Turn and throw to first base by Baldrick. Back standing is Biemendorfer. Biemendorfer 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts. Doesn't mean the Bearcats can't or won't use hit-and-run action. Baldrick from the stretch deals. Curveball off the outside corner to right-handed hitting Burkhardt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Certainly a possibility, but down 2, you can't afford to have an out on the bases in the 7th innings. Not a bad idea if it works, but I don't know if St. Vincent's willing to risk it. 3, 4, and 5 in the order here with Burkhardt, the third hitter in the box right now.
Again, a turn and throw to first. Biemendorfer back standing is
certainly not out of the question.
And Craig Heisen playing in front of the bag, handling that throw over. And we're talking about the tournament setting and how you use your pitchers, and that's the advantage when you can get into the championship round cleanly, as W&J has. Pitch a strike at the knees. Obviously, in better shape are the presidents in terms of who they can use.
All around, so many advantages. Obviously, no losses in the tournament, and a double elimination tournament, so they'll need to be beat twice. The pitching staff is fresh, and their team is fresh. They played earlier yesterday, didn't have to worry about delays or anything yesterday.
1-2 soft liner to second. Wolf will throw back to first. Double play. Baldrick, while he's been on the mound, the 4th double play turned behind him. This time 2 outs, bases are cleared.
Nice throwing strikes and getting ground balls, or in the case there, a soft line drive to second. Doubling up Biemendorfer at first.
Andrew Kazusko Fielder's choice RBI ground ball in the third. Hit by pitch his last trip to the plate. He takes low, ball one. Now, perhaps the Bearcats should get running at some point. Anytime they've had a runner on base, they are erased on double plays.
Having someone on first base, not necessarily a good thing if you're the Bearcats.
1-0. Kazusko keeps the bat on his shoulder, slightly pulled it off. A slight check swing with the pitch is a called strike. Something off speed there from Baldrick.
We saw a game yesterday with 5 sacrifice flies in it. Now we've seen a game with double plays in 4 straight innings by one team.
1-1 in the dirt on the bender. 2 balls and a strike. They had the 5 sacrifice flies by W&J yesterday, tying a Division III record in a single game. 2-1 from Baldrick is low. That was part of a 10-1 win for the Presidents over Thomas More. 2 outs, nobody on top of the 7th. 7-5 Thomas More in front. On the 3-1 fastball, wave and a miss. Good heater there from Baldrick. Pause and the payoff pitch. Kazusko takes inside, ball 4. 2-out walk. Second walk issued by Baldrick since entering in the 4th. David Etchide was the starter today for Thomas More. Joey Fear, the starter for St. Vincent. Both have made their exits. An early exit for Etchide, went 3 innings.
Thomas More kind of turned their rotation on its head a little bit. They started out with their typical closer, and now they have a starter working late innings in relief.
Fastball. Toward the knees, but a little bit off the plate to Jordan Britcher, ball 1. Britcher check signs. Well, the good news for St. Vincent, they can't hit into an inning-ending double play this inning. 1-0. Fastball at the knees. But they have hit into a double play already this inning. Just won't be an inning-ending variety.
It's very hard to put 2 double plays together in the same inning.
It's pretty much impossible. 1-1. In the dirt, kicks away from Papa. Moving to second is Andrew Kazusko.
Runner in scoring position. A clutch 2-out hit by Britcher may plate his teammate. Also help out St. Vincent on the scoreboard. Slice that lead by Thomas More in half. Staring at a 7-5 game right now, but opportunity here to cash in.
Yeah, still very much alive in this game here at the top of the 7th. Chance to chip away. Britcher, the number 5 hitter in the order, awaits a 2-1 pitch from Baldrick. Fastball upstairs, 3-1. Britcher has driven in 20 runs this year. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk and a double play. The Presidents loosening up before their 3 p.m. contest in the championship round. Watching on from the left field fence. Britcher with a one-hopper back to Baldrick. He'll jog it 3/4 of the way. An underhand flip to Heisen to end the inning. A base hit, a walk, and 1 left stranded. Score as we head to the 7th inning stretch at Ross Memorial Park. It's Thomas More 7, St. Vincent 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Visagroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibitions, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything Visagroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email Visagroup at info@visagroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for people with asthma. There are 2 main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not, and most medicines only treat one. At asthma.com, you'll find information about working with your doctor and treating both main causes of asthma symptoms, and how this can help prevent symptoms before they even start. This message brought to you by AAFA with funding and editorial support by GlaxoSmithKline. For more information, go to asthma.com.
7-5, Thomas More with the lead. Bottom of the 7th, Marcus Wolfel, Nick Connor, and Brad Popham, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, to face Alex Kazusko, the right-hander in relief for the Bearcats. Kazusko pitching the lone 1-2-3 inning of the day for either team. Try to duplicate that if he can. The Bearcats would be more than happy with that type of effort as they try to edge back into this game, down by 2. Right now they have to keep the Saints quiet as Wolfel pops this first pitch out of play, strike 1. Wolfel 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Kazusko shakes off a sign from Andrew Kazusko and now winds and deals 0-1. Inside, trying to handcuff Wolfel, but he doesn't pull the trigger. It's ball 1. Kicking the 1-1, ground ball, headed towards short. Burkhart sliding to his left, handles, throws, a little low, but Crawley does a fine job on the back end, and it's out number 1. Well, Joey Fear, the regular first baseman for St. Vincent, he got the start today, and Crawley, therefore, getting the start at first base. He's done a fine job today.
Did a nice job. We saw him pick a couple balls out of the dirt. Sometimes it's difficult, especially in wet conditions like this. Never know what the consistency of the ground is going to be. If that ball is going to skip or is going to kind of stick a little bit. Done a good job of picking those low balls.
Nick Connor takes a bender off the plate outside ball 1. Next pitch from Kazusko. Fastball away. Connor, the designated hitter in this contest. Hit by pitch, stole a base and scored in the 5th. He's 0 for 2. Kazusko outside again, ball 3.
Connor actually getting the start at DH because David Etscheid was the DH the first 2 games for Thomas More. Started the game on the mound for the Saints. So they went with Connor, left-handed bat.
On the 3-0, it's a strike at the knees, taking all the way Connor. Stay tuned on the PAC Sports Network today. Game 3 will be the championship round. W&J against their opponent to be determined by this one. 3-1 wave and a miss for strike 2. 7-5 Saints in front, 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the 7th. Kazusko's payoff pitch in the dirt. Ball 4, Connor earns the free pass.
Well, opportunity here for St. Vincent to kind of turn the tables on the Saints. 1 out, runner on first. A ground ball here could end the inning on a double play.
Saints have turned 1 DP today. Line out double play off the bat of Nick Connor. Right now it's Connor at first with Popham at the plate. Kazusko from the stretch, peeks over his left shoulder. Connor running, hit and run, ball fouled out of play by Popham.
I'm talking about that hit and run opportunity in the top half of the 7th inning that St. Vincent, potential hit and run opportunity. It's so much easier for the Saints here. If you have a similar situation, runner on first to go with a hit and run because you have that 2-run cushion. That outs aren't as precious to you. You're not going to afford to give an out, but
0-1 popped out of play again by Popham.
Makes it a little bit easier when pulling the trigger as a head coach. Hit and run, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that up too. Maybe try and get a good bounce or, who knows, first and third, something like that. Ball in the gap, runner could score.
Yeah, not to say that there isn't any risk, but there's less risk in that case. You have the advantage with the lead, and you really put the pressure on the opponent if you come away successful with that.
You always feel better putting something on, whether it's a bunt, steal, hit and run, squeeze when you have a lead and you're looking to pad that lead instead of a comeback type of situation where you could potentially be trading an out for something advantageous.
0-2 in the dirt, stopped by Andrew Kazusko. Keeps Connor at first. 7-5 Saints over the Bearcats. Bottom of the 7th inning, 1 away with Connor aboard. First baseman Crawley holding Connor as Alex Kazusko comes set. At the belt, long pause, and now time asked for and granted to Brad Popham.
That's a good move by the hitter Popham. Even if he's comfortable, sometimes that'll get the runner flat-footed when the pitcher pauses like that. So good play by the by the hitter. Call time, will reset, and let that runner kind of relax a little bit. You don't want him freezing up on the base paths.
1-2, breaking ball, foul tapper around home plate, keeps Popham alive.
That's a good way, with the runner flat-footed like that, to have him being out. Either if it's a steal opportunity or a ground ball, he doesn't get a good jump off of first base. What really works well if you're a pitcher, freezing a runner like that, is if you try and pick him off after a long pause like that, sometimes might be leaning a little bit towards second base, anticipating a pitch instead of a throw over.
Kazusko at the stretch set again, deals the 1-2 once again in the dirt. Going to take off Connor immediately, and he'll have second base as Andrew Kazusko could not quite find that one near his feet.
And Connor really read that pitch. I think he saw that was going in the dirt out of the arm of Alex Kazusko. So by the time it got to home plate, he was already off and running. Wild pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, that was an instant decision by Nick Connor. As you said, he really anticipated that one well. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Connor now at second base. Pitch to Popham, up and in at the letters.
Sometimes that's an easier pitch to read when you're on second base, just because you're behind the pitch. On first base, the angle, sometimes it's difficult to tell where that ball is going to end up at home.
Full count. Long stare at second. Alex Kazusko deals. Foul ball first base side. Saints have been leading this one since the bottom of the fourth. They broke a 4-4 tie with a run in the fourth inning. On an RBI double by Cody Macon. They added 2 more in the fifth. RBIs by Kennett and Handley. St. Vincent did get 1 back in the sixth, and it's 7-5 currently. Payoff pitch, and a liner will get through the middle base hit past the diving Burkhardt. Held at third is Connor, runners at the corners.
Yeah, Connor had to kind of hold up at second base. That ball by Popham right into his running lane, so had to hold up as that ball went into center field past the diving Burkhardt. Connor stops at third, Popham aboard with a 1-out single.
And now a man who's been on base every time he's come to the plate, David Kennett. Came through with an RBI single his last time around. He scored 3 runs today and has walked twice. Overall, 1 for 2. And first, before Kennett sees a pitch, here comes Mick Janosko.
Gary Gerhardt throwing in the bullpen for St. Vincent.
That's it for Alex Kazusko. As Janosko takes the ball, and will hand it over to a new pitcher out of the pen. So while we get a new pitcher, we're going to take a quick break mid-inning for our pitching change. As the score is Thomas More 7, St. Vincent 5. We'll continue action in the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden...
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
Don't wait. Call 911 immediately.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Into pitch for the St. Vincent Bearcats in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's the Iron Man, Gary Gerhardt, as he will work his 3rd game of the tournament. He was the starter in Game 1 for St. Vincent. He got the final out in last night's victory for the Bearcats over Teal. Picked up the save as he struck out Dave Kohler to end that contest. Dan Kohler, rather, to end that game. And here he is now working in relief in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 out and runners at the corners for the Saints, who lead this one 7-5.
6 innings pitched total in the tournament for Gerhardt, but they were not easy innings. Even that 1 out he had yesterday, that was a strenuous out, and he's coming into a situation right here. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Thomas More threatening to expand their 7-5 lead. Obviously, if you're Gary Gerhardt, you're looking for ground ball right out of the middle infielder here for an inning double play.
Third base umpire rejoins us, and now we're ready to go. Dave Kernan went for a little jog, apparently.
Yeah, it's cold, wet out there. He may have wanted to just move around, try and get warm.
Now he's back, and we're ready for action. Gary Gerhardt on the hill. The right-hander from the stretch delivers. First pitch skied by Kennett. Foul ground, but out of play as it sails over the first base stands and beyond. Season totals on Gerhardt. He's 5-6 with a 4.12 ERA, 15 appearances, 11 starts, 78 and 2/3 innings, 23 walks, 50 strikeouts, and as Justin mentioned, 6 innings in this tournament. Step off, looking to third, pumps back toward first, no throw in either direction.
You mentioned Alex Kazusko's appearances. St. Vincent plays many more games in this tournament. Gary Gerhardt might have that record.
Deep breath, 0-1. Curveball outside to Kennett, the right-handed hitter. Ball 1. Kennett, not only a good day at the plate, but he's been a part of all 4 double plays, or excuse me, 3 of the 4 double plays turned by the Thomas More Saints defense today.
Good wheels in the box, too. Difficult runner 2 double up.
Bunt popped up, foul territory, and it will drop in between Crawley and Andrew Kazusko up the first base line. Kennett gets away with one at strike 2.
Safety squeeze that time, Connor. Not all that far off at third base. Was not a suicide. Not running down the line, but may have had an opportunity for a double play if that ball's caught by a fielder.
If nothing else, you take the freebie out if
absolutely.
If you're the Bearcats, yeah.
Make a play on that ball just out of the reach, kind of landed no man's land.
1-2, reaching out to protect the plate. Kennett fouls it off.
Gerhardt now looking for the strikeout. 1-2 count.
2-run lead for Thomas More over the Bearcats. Gerhardt's 1-2. Once more fouled off by Kennett. A good leadoff man he has been for a couple of years now for Thomas More. He checks with Jeff Hetzer out at the third base coaching box. Saints trying to win their 3rd championship in 4 years if they can get to the championship round. Bearcats trying to play for their first ever championship in baseball, in the PAC, of course. Members of the NAIA prior, proud tradition there. 1-2 breaking ball is up high. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Connor at third, Popham at first in the bottom of the 7th. Gerhardt's 2-2. This one popped up on the infield. Gerhardt will call for it and makes the catch in foul territory, third base side. Well, he does it all.
You don't see a pitcher run off the mound like that. If anything, you'll see coaches tell the pitchers, get out of the way, let a middle infielder take that ball. But Gerhardt immediately, once he saw that ball up in the air, sprinted over. That was about halfway between third and home in foul territory. Sprinted over, got under it, and grabbed that second out. He wants to do it all right now.
So out number 2, now it's Jason Handley. He doubled in a run in the 5th, 1 for 4 today. Runners at the corners with 2 down. 7-5 St. Vincent trailing Thomas More as the pitch fouled away by Handley. Strike 1 on the fastball from Gerhardt.
Make no mistake about it, that was a huge out. Getting Kennett to pop up like that. No runners advance. Sacrifice fly opportunity now off the board as there are 2 outs in the inning.
Seven runs on 10 hits, 2 errors for Thomas More. Bearcats 5 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. Once again, the fake move to third, look back to first. Nothing doing for the Saints. See both teams apply that strategy, all for naught. 0-1. And a soft liner that will drop over the glove of Kavinsky. And the bloop shot drives in another run. RBI single for Hanley, brings home Connor from third. It's 8-5 Thomas More. Also to second goes Popham. Runners at first and second now for Ryan Darner.
Just off the end of the bat, shallow right field. Over Kavinsky's glove and a clutch 2-out single and extend the lead to 3. Thomas More, a good job of keep chipping away, and scoring in all but 2 of the innings so far today.
Ryan Darner takes a strike. So the bloop shot by Handley gives him his second RBI of the game. Handley with 19 RBIs now in the season. 0-1 pitch by Darner, skied to center. Camping under, Vince Murphy makes the catch, and that ends the inning. A run on 2 hits, a walk, and 2 left stranded after 7. It's Thomas More 8, St. Vincent 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
Call us at 1-877-889-0965. That number, 877-889-0965. Or visit us online at triple.com and on Facebook.
Eighth inning, it's 8-5 Thomas More over St. Vincent. Grant Crawley, Nolan Russell, and Vince Murphy due up for St. Vincent, batting at the top of the 8th. As Tim Baldrick, who's done nice work in relief, works into the 5th inning. Again, Baldrick, a regular starter for Thomas More, making 9 starts this season. This is actually his first relief appearance of the year. As David Etchad got the start, and as you talked about earlier, Justin, kind of working in reverse order, bringing in your closer to start, but a guy who's pitched extended innings even as a reliever this year. Made a good start earlier this season against W&J, but Etchad last 3 innings in today's contest is Baldrick working now into the 8th for his 5th inning of relief. Grant Crawley at the plate, goes after the first pitch, and he skies at the left center, and left fielder Jason Handley will handle it. It's out number 1.
1 pitch, 1 out for Baldrick. Like that as a pitcher, working quickly. Like that as a fielder, too, standing out there in the rain. So get back into the warmth of our dugout.
Nolan Russell reached on an error, scored in the 6th. He takes strike 1, fastball from Baldrick. Russell hoping to start a rally here in the 8th. It's a 3-run lead for Thomas More. 0-1 offering. Stays low. One. Russell, left-handed hitter, fouls this one out of play. Now 1-2. Is that miss starting up again?
A little bit.
Washington, PA has had its fair share of rain over the past day and a half. 1-2. And this one lined down the left field side, off the fence post and beyond.
One thing that feels good right now is this heater right beside me. It's on. It feels great. A little bit better than yesterday when it was on. It was 75 degrees.
1-2. Fly ball to shallow right center. Drops in over Wolfel's glove. Base hit for Nolan Russell. On a much cooler day today, and that heater's well placed. Ross Memorial Park, a great facility, and
This roof has also been well placed. Being indoors during this tournament's been great.
And it's worked out well that the tournament was held here this year in terms of the weather, because with the artificial surface, with the exception of the base cutouts, which are dirt, it's worked out well in terms of how well the field surface can accept water, able to keep playing baseball. First pitch of ball to Vince Murphy, 1-on-1 out, 8-5 Saints leading the Bearcats. Baldrick from the stretch in the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. As we mentioned, the portable outfield fence that was blown down by the rainstorms yesterday, reconstructed by the grounds crew and here at W&J, which also consists essentially the head coach, Jeff Mountain of W&J, and some of his players, also Scott McGinnis and PAC Commissioner John Derrico, Assistant Commissioner Kevin Fenstermacher and company, all piecing that back together. And it's been a collective effort, and job well done getting this PAC Baseball Championships going without a hitch, despite the weather.
Not much of a delay either. Once the rain broke, they got that fence up, and we were ready to play.
2-1 hopper fielded by Baldrick. Will throw to second with the shortstop Kennett covering on to first. Double play. It's the 5th double play turned by the Thomas More Saints in this game. Although I got to be honest, it looked like the base runner at first, Vince Murphy, might have beaten that one out. But nonetheless, the double play called and 5 double plays turned. Is Mick Janasco now going to talk with the first base umpire Ron Brown as well. But the double play will stand after 7.5. It is Thomas More 8, St. Vincent 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact Time Ad Productions. Time Ad Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
The Washington Wild Things open a brand new season of Frontier League Baseball on May 17th and play their home opener on Friday, May 24th, when the Wild Things welcome the Southern Illinois Miners to Consol Energy Park. The 2013 season boasts plenty of fun for the family, including Thirsty Thursdays, fireworks on Fridays, and special giveaways throughout the summer. Not to mention the Frontier League All-Star Game on July 17th. For tickets, call 866-456-WILD. That's 866-456-WILD.
We return to Ross Memorial Park. It's 8-5 Thomas More leading the St. Vincent Bearcats. A chance for some insurance for the Saints. Number 4 hitter Cody Macon will start things off against Gary Gerhardt, working in his 3rd appearance of the tournament for St. Vincent, including one start. He deals outside ball 1. The top of the 8th inning ended on a 1-6-3 double play. Mick Janasco arguing the play at first base for the Bearcats. 1-0 popped up. Third base side, foul territory. Biemendorfer makes the catch. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, retiring Macon. But look from here that Murphy had that beat out at first base, to be honest about it. But nonetheless, as we said, the out will stand. The double play will stand.
Yeah, from our vantage point, it actually looked like he was beyond first base, and that out call was made. But regardless, another double play.
Miller first pitch swinging. Fly ball toward the line and right, making the jogging catch is Tanner Master. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Gerhardt. Well, that'll help him out considering how much he's worked in this tournament.
Yeah, working quickly. A couple of quick outs in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Craig Heisen 2 for 4 with a couple of singles.
That'll help out his offense, too. Bearcats will need 3 if Thomas More can't play it anymore in the 8th inning.
Heisen takes a breaking ball low, ball 1. 8-5 Saints over the Bearcats. Gerhardt with the wind of the 1-0. Liner into left center. Slicing toward the left fielder. Britcher, who makes the running catch, and that ends the frame. So 1-2-3 go the Bearcats in the bottom of the 8th. Last chance for St. Vincent. Or excuse me, 1-2-3 go the Saints, if I had that reversed. My apologies. 1-2-3 go the Saints in the bottom of the 8th inning. Last chance for the Bearcats as we move to the 9th. The score, Thomas More 8, St. Vincent 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Visigroup, a multifaceted graphic designs company that has been producing great designs since 1999, offering creative services like branding, new media, illustration, exhibitions, advertising, direct mail, and annual reports. Everything Visigroup does is focused on producing outstanding design and service. For a design consultation, email Visigroup at info@visigroup.net. Good things come in small packages, and we do big things.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for people with asthma. There are two main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not, and most medicines only treat one. At asthma.com, you'll find information about working with your doctor and treating both main causes of asthma symptoms, and how this can help prevent symptoms before they even start. This message brought to you by AAFA with funding and editorial support by GlaxoSmithKline. For more information, go to asthma.com.
To the ninth inning we go in this second elimination game of the tournament. St. Vincent trailing Thomas More 8-5. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up. Tanner Master, A.J. Kavinsky, and Nick Beamendorfer. As reliever Tim Baldrick continues on. The Saints have turned five double plays today, 4 of which have been of the inning-ending variety. Fastball from Baldrick misses the zone to Master, ball 1, and we could see another record in this PAC tournament. St. Vincent hoping to avoid the dubious honor, as the Division III record for double plays turned in a game is 6. It's happened several times, including one 16-inning game, but it's happened a few times in a 9-inning game as well.
Yeah, 5 times total, 4 times in a 9-inning game, most recently in a 16-inning game.
1-1 from Baldrick. Master skies one to center. This will push Macon back. Backpedals, makes the catch, 1 out. We had a record set yesterday. 5 sacrifice flies in a single game. Actually tied a record, I should say, rather than setting it, but tied a single game record. 5 sacrifice flies by W&J in a single game, tied a Division III mark. Right now, Thomas More defensively, one more double play shy of matching another Division III record. A.J. Kavinsky, he's reached twice today, doubled and scored back in the first inning. He takes strike 1. St. Vincent led this game 3-0 after the top of 1. Thomas More tied it on a 3-run homer in the bottom of the first by Travis Miller. We're tied 4-4 after 3, and then the Saints took a 5-4 lead in the fourth and have led it ever since. Right now it's 8-5 as the 1-0 strike to Kavinsky.
Looks like it's getting a little bit brighter out here, at least brighter than it has been almost all day. Sun's trying to peek out, maybe.
That's good news.
So it's a lighter shade of gray.
1-1. Kavinsky fouls it over the third base dugout and to the parking lot, 1-2. And the last double play turned by the Saints the most controversial in the 8th inning. 1-6-3 DP as Baldrick kicks and deals the 1-2. Jams Kavinsky, fouls it off on the check swing toward the Saints dugout. Eight runs on 11 hits, 2 errors for the Saints. 5 runs on 9 hits and 1 error for the Bearcats. 1 out in the top of the 9th. Kavinsky awaiting a 1-2 pitch from Tim Baldrick. And on the 1-2, fastball outside, 2-2. Good-looking pitch, though.
Yeah, just a little up, maybe a little out, but more up than out, so Kavinsky staying alive.
One of the pitch. Kavinsky gets into this one to right center field. Drops in the gap for a base hit and will roll all the way to the fence. Kavinsky chugging into second. He will stop there. It's a 1-out double for the Bearcats.
Might as well err on the side of caution there. Looked like he may have had a triple opportunity, but pulled up into second. Bearcats all obviously need more than that hit to come back. Still down 3 runs with 1 out on the board. So safe play is to have Kavinsky pull into second. He did just that.
Yeah, with Kavinsky's speed. Looked as if, with the way that ball was hit, had triple written on it, but as you said, pulled up at second, just erring on the side of caution. As the Bearcats know, they need base runners.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter where they're at this point, so settling at second is just as well.
Yeah, going to need more hits, and pulling into second.
Beeman Durfer takes a strike.
Pulling into second cautiously looks better than being thrown out at third aggressively.
8-5 Saints in front. 1 out in the ninth. Beeman Durfer, a couple of hits today, a couple of runs scored, a double and a single. 0-1 pitch. Beeman Durfer, fly ball, right center, but this one hanging in the air long enough for Cody Macon to make the catch. Looked like he had a little trouble on that ball late, but still hangs with it. 2 outs.
A slice on that ball off the right-handed bat of Beeman Durfer. Started out about straight away center, then sliced away from Macon, so he had a longer ways to go to get it than he originally thought he did.
Brad Burkhart doubled in a run in the first, singled in the third. Comes up the third base line to talk with Mick Janosko, the head coach of the St. Vincent Bearcats. As the Saints 1 out away from advancing to the championship round for a rematch with the W&J Presidents.
Now those two have been around each other a long time. No words of encouragement. 9th inning.
Breaking ball is a strike. I'm talking with Mick Janosko during this tournament, said it will be a much different feel for him next season when he cannot write Burkhart's name in the lineup card. He's been a regular since his freshman season. Right now trying to keep the season alive here for the Bearcats. 0-1 pitch with 2 outs. Misses below the knees. 1-1. Runner at second is Kavinsky. 8-5 Saints in the ninth. Tim Baldrick trying to complete a 6th inning of relief. 1-1 pitch fired into the dirt on the fastball. 2-1. Baldrick entered with this game tied 4-4, so he will be the pitcher of record if the Saints get this final out. Right now, Fear on the hook, Joey Fear for the Bearcats. 2-1 pitch, ground ball, cued up the first base line. Played by Heisen, he'll take it himself, steps on the bag, and the Thomas More Saints advance to face the Presidents of W&J in the championship round. That game will get started in about a half hour, but your final score is the Saints complete the victory and knock out St. Vincent. Your final, Thomas More 8, St. Vincent 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden...
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
Don't wait. Call 911 immediately.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Welcome back to Ross Memorial Park, where we have gone final in game 1 of the day, and the elimination game sends home the St. Vincent Bearcats 8-5. Thomas More defeating St. Vincent. Winning pitcher is Tim Baldrick, improves to 6-1. The loser, Joey Fear, he falls to 2-3 on the season. Thomas More advances their record of 29-13. The Bearcats end their year with a 19-20 mark overall, but this one started out in St. Vincent's favor in the early part of the game. In the first inning, A.J. Kavinsky doubled and reached third base on a throwing error on a Nick Biemendorfer ground ball that was airmailed on the throw by Travis Miller. That put runners at second and third. Brad Burkhart with a double, bringing home Kavinsky and Biemendorfer. And it was 2-0 St. Vincent, and eventually Burkhart coming in later in the inning to make it 3-0. Thomas Moore, while the error helped spur on the Bearcats at the top of the first, Thomas Moore would get even on one swing, as it was the man who committed the error in the top half, Travis Miller, who belted a 3-run homer over the left field wall, and we were squared up 3 apiece. In the bottom of the second, Thomas Moore took the lead, a one-out walk, followed by a walk by David Kennett. Popham with the initial walk, then Kennett walked to move Popham to second. A strikeout of Jason Hanley put 2 outs in the inning, but Ryan Darner with his first RBI of the tournament scored Popham. It was 4-3 Saints. St. Vincent would tie the score again in the third inning as a leadoff double by Biemendorfer started the frame. Brad Burkhart singled to move Biemendorfer to third, and Andrew Kazusko with a fielder's choice RBI ground ball scored Biemendorfer. It was a 4-4 contest. Thomas Moore took the lead, which turned out to be for good in the bottom of the fourth. An RBI double by Cody Macon brings home David Kennett to make it 5-4 Thomas Moore. The Saints would expand their lead as they would roll along. An RBI single with 2 outs in the fifth inning by David Kennett up to a 6-4 ball game, and then 7-4 on the RBI double by Jason Hanley that plated Kennett. And again, it was a 3-run lead for the Saints. St. Vincent, though, scrappy, chipping away. An RBI single by Tanner Masters scored Nolan Russell, who reached on an error with 1 out in that inning. A double by Murphy moved Russell to third, and then the single by Tanner Master brought Russell home. And the St. Vincent the St. Vincent deficit was cut to 7-5. Thomas Moore added on an insurance run in the 7th. 1-out walk by Nick Connor moved to second on a wild pitch. Brad Popham singled. And with 2 outs in the inning, Jason Hanley with the RBI single scoring Connor. It was 8-5 Thomas Moore, and that would be your final, as the Bearcats hitting into 5 double plays today with Tim Baldrick on the mound during all 5 of those DPs. 4 of the 5 were inning-ending double plays, fall shy of a Division III record for most double plays in a single game. But impressive performance all around by the Saints. Solid effort by the Bearcats. We mentioned how scrappy they have been all season. They showed that fight again today, but Thomas Moore does have enough to eliminate the Bearcats in this one. Tim Baldrick, good job to settle it down on the mound with plenty of help from his defense behind him, and the Bats scored enough to get it done today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thomas Moore chipping away pretty much all game at the St. Vincent pitching staff, scoring in all but 3 of the 8 innings that they hit. Up and down the lineup, very scrappy team. We saw a couple opportunities with some 2-out RBIs that they cashed in on, and really after that 10-1 game when they fell to W&J yesterday, you got the sense that their offense just wasn't right. They were leaving people on base. They just left some runners out there, some scoring opportunities out there. So for the Saints, obviously, whoever won this game has momentum into the showdown with W&J for the conference championship. But I think them riding their offense a little bit and getting that confidence to roll in here after being more or less shut down by W&J. I think that was a key thing that they wanted to improve on, and they certainly did. It'll be interesting to see who goes out on the mound for Thomas Moore in this game. They used 3 innings of Etscheid and 6 innings of Baldrick. I don't know that David Etscheid would necessarily be not available. I don't know that he'd be one of the first ones in, but who knows? This is obviously you can't lose a game and win the conference tournament. Thomas Moore has to defeat W&J twice. W&J has to just win one game. So it'll be an interesting decision to make, and see what it is when the starting lineups come up here in about a half hour or so.
So again, the win goes to Thomas Moore and their pitcher Tim Baldrick, who's now 7-1. Joey Fear takes the loss for St. Vincent, falls to 2-3. And we move on to the championship round of the PAC Baseball Championships. 3 p.m. start time between Thomas Moore and W&J. We're going to pause for a bit of a break on the network, and we'll come back with the lineups and first pitch of Game 1 of the championship round as Thomas Moore takes on the W&J Presidents. For my partner, Justin Pyles, I'm Randy Gore. We'll take a break, and we'll talk to you in about 20-25 minutes or so on the PAC Sports Network.